10 were called 10 to battle. Seconds. Not all remain. 5 seconds.
All right, ladies and gents, we're back for game number 2 between Power of Friendship and Spag and Sons. It is John Xfire joined by Tekor once more. Tekor, how are you feeling after that game 1?
Ban the clinks! Ban the clinks!
Yeah, there were a lot of issues coming out for Power of Friendship from that Clinks Ench combo. Surely they've got the presence of mind to ban it out, but it looks like Spag is the one taking her time here for the first bans. They're just actually no, I believe we do have a remake. All right, so we'll get that done. I'm gonna put us back in the standby. Apparently something went wrong with the lobby, so we'll be right back.
Pull me in when you can, the lobby.
Yep.
Radiant's turn to ban. Dire's turn to ban. It is Radiant's ban.
All right, we're back for the actual second game of Power of Friendship up against Spag and Sons. It is John Xfire joined by Tekor. Tekor, how are you feeling?
Feeling great. First game was a bit of a stomp. I need to see more action. This game.
Yeah, it's we
longer
saw
the game, more action.
Oh yeah, that was a really quick one, really dominant from Spag and Sons. We see Power of Friendship this time. They don't ban the Clinks, but they take out the Enchantress. Is that enough to dissuade Spag away from that same strat?
Yeah, that's fine. The combo together is just too insane. The heroes by itself are okay. Not bad, not great. Alright, Doom. Okay, Doom's pretty good. Just Doom Zem every single fucking chance you can, and you'll be okay.
Yeah, that's one way to get a grip in that situation. So we do have the Doom slide through. We've seen a lot of Doom banouts in the past few days. And Spag and Sons, they're playing a bit safe. They pick up the Oracle first. They banned out the Spectre Venomancer themselves. So they're shaking it up. Of course, we don't tend to see too much of the Oracle nowadays. There are certain combinations that really shine with the Oracle. I think the ones that come into mind is really the Troll is the big one. Do you think, is that something Spag likes to run at all, or is it something that they're not actually that comfy with?
Pretty sure Hyman can play the Troll, so yeah, that's always in the pocket. Troll's like a decent, because like you usually build the Satanic, you build the SMY, and then like they doom you, you can just Oracle and just outlive it. And you just tank the Doom pretty much, so yeah, Oracle Troll, pretty good. We have to say though, Troll needs like a good lane. Anti-mage.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that's okay, so a really fast pickup on the AM. We've got the Doom. Lena, this is an AM into Doom. That's I mean, I'd say the Doom is already a straightforward counter to an AM if you get your initiation right. How do you feel about this AM really early on in this draft for Spag?
Oh, it's let's see. You see the off lane from Power of Friendship. It's Doom +1 most likely, because I don't think they can flex the Doom mid. I've never seen it before, but who knows? I can be proven wrong. But the anti-mage is pretty decent against Doom because like you have the counter spell and also your natural Manta buyer. Like those are the two items that like the Manta is like really good against Doom because you can react to the Doom most of the time if you play within vision. So Manta and then the counter spell as well. It just makes it difficult for Doom to just throw it out his ulti randomly.
All right,
So, yeah,
that's fair.
It's still pretty early though, the Doom. I mean, the anti-mage.
Yeah,
Don't think I've seen anti-mage first phase in a while.
Yeah, that's actually a bit more common in specifically China, I think is where I'd say that is. You got players like God King from SAG, where you tend to see like a first phase AM. Like, not even first phase, like literal first pick AM. So the confidence from Spag to pull that off is pretty ballsy. We'll see what they combine with it. I don't actually tend to see Oracle Anti-Mage though. Like, I actually never see Oracle Anti-Mage. That's not a combination I'd say that's too common still. You mentioned the ups and downs of the AM up against the Doom. The Lina as well isn't that amazing against the AM. You've got a very big mana bomb for the AM to aim down for. So Power of Friendship have to pull something out here to kind of reel that in. What do you think Power of Friendship could stick with these two heroes to reel in that AM?
There's so many options right now. I don't really know the hero pool of Power of Friendship. So I can't really say. They just need. I'd like them to have like an answer to the Oracle, because like Oracle, Rubik, those are the two heroes that like to play in the backline. They play really far in the backline. So you need like a hero that just jumps in, just runs in, causes havoc. Because these two supports are extremely squishy as well. So anyone that can jump the backline is pretty important. That's why like if you look at Spag and Sons, their bands, and the Void that can jump in, the Ricky that can jump in. The Slider can also jump in and just insta-kill these supports. So
Yeah,
very new. They wanted this Rubik from the very beginning, because Rubik's also good against Lina and Doom. Very good spells to steal.
Oh yeah, I mean, just a lot of value. Like, even the Lina's basic kit is really nice for the Rubik. And I have to tell you, like, the Rubik with a rework on how his aura's working on his talents is actually really potent once you hit that mid-game. So there's a really nice set of power spikes there for Spag. And this kind of limits Power of Friendship. Like, if they were looking for anything with any sort of team fight, you always have to worry about catching the Rubik in any of those spells now. So it's starting to limit what Power of Friendship can kind of combine in terms of playing as 5. And we'll see how that affects your draft. How do you feel about the Lina? Like, this is an early Lina as well. Do you reckon that's early mid pickup, or are they trying to flex it with a Doom? Because we've seen Doom mid, which is less common in this region, but it's been popping outside. Doom Lina is just such a strange opener. Like, unless one of these is going to take that non-traditional pause 4 role.
Yeah, like again, Power of Friendship, we're drafting heroes with a lot of flexibility, but you have to be able to use that flexibility as well. Okay, Centaur, that means Doom's going to be in the core position, most likely mid this game. Because Centaur Lina is like a decent lane. You can just like fight the anti-mage.
Yeah, that's that it is looking that way. The Doom mid potentially making its appearance. I mean, the Centaur, as you mentioned, it's solid enough in its lane. You've got stun combinations with Lina. It's still playing into that Rubik, so there's still a lot of, you're giving the Rubik still more value, but you know, at some point you can't worry about that too much. But now the Rubik has Stampede to steal, potentially to stun. Double Edge is a bit less pleasing for Rubik, but it's also a pretty decent nuke with your aura. So I'd say the Rubik, it's just such a lovely pick from Spag in that first phase. Like, they knew what Power of Friendship wants to bring out, and they're going to turn it all against him. So you've still got this decent combo, but you're always worried about just giving it to the Rubik. Like, that's always going to be a factor now.
Yeah, anything Rubik steals from Lina is gold. Doom, like, you really don't want the Scorch F. Everything else is good. Centaur's pretty decent as well. It's just looking like a pretty solid Rubik game. So if you need some frontline to protect the double supports, then that's the LC right there.
Oh yeah, so I mean, they've got this beautiful combination on top of this as well, right? Like, not only do you protect the supports, but you've also got basically guaranteed wins, or at least no losses on duel with the Oracle around. Like, you are not dropping any damage out, and it's just tying up together. Now, Power of Friendship do get access to the Drow. They do pick that hero up. You mentioned it in the last game as to why people ban it, but it's easy to execute. It's straightforward here to run. How do you feel about it up against an AM and an LC here?
10 seconds.
It's the LC in the lane. I think that's about it. Like, you have a silence against anti-mage, but I think late game anti-mage can get on top of you very easily. I think you just have to play around the Gus. It's not bad. It's not great. Because I still want Power Friendship. We need a hero that we need another hero that gets on top of the backline. Because if you don't get on top of the backline, like you said, like it's just guaranteed dual kills. Like Rubik and Oracle was so squishy, and Drow doesn't really get on top of the backline. He just sort of hits the front line. Like just tags it over and over.
Yeah, but
But
do you think they've got room for it? Like, if we're looking at a core Doom, is there any support that fills the role? Or what if they decide to throw a bit of curveball, make it a Doom Lina support duo, and last pick something down mid with that movement? Do you think they have room for that still in POF side?
I have no idea. That's why I like that. If I have no idea what's going on, maybe like Spag will have no idea as well, and they can just use that curveball.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you mentioned it before, right? But the best thing for Power of Friendship is to get Spag really uncomfy and just run something they're not familiar with. And it's starting to look like that, just off the basis of where exactly they want to toss that. Doom, still, Spag. They banned out the Undying first, and you can see Power of Friendship, straightforward mid-bans. They take out the OD, they take out the Viper. So it's a lot less, yeah, it's just simple bans for Power of Friendship. They do close out with a clock. Alright, so so there's that backliner you're looking for, right? To jump the back. They've got the clock now, and that should give them a reach. But this does mean you are running potentially Doom mid, or on the offhand, maybe there's a small chance for a Lina mid with the Doom support with clock, but that sounds really wonky. How do you feel about this closer? Like, they kind of fixed the issue you were talking about, but is Clockwork the hero you were looking for?
Ooh, let's see. It's not bad. I sort of like it. The draft looks a bit wonky, which is great. I think it work. It can work. I sort of like it, actually. I sort of like it, yeah.
Yeah, so it's got potential there. What are the timings Power of Friendship are looking for? Like, they're up against the AM. They should be aware of like the Battlefield timings, but at what point do they start to try to take over this map with this kind of draft?
They just gotta cause a lot of whack fights, because they have so many ways to get in, right? Clock can get in, depending on what position Doom is going, he can get in as well. Like with just by being Doom, because Doom is like a treads, drums, blink, BKB by. He's just that's like the default build. He can just run in as well. So Doom, Clock, Sentinel, all running in, making space for Drow to hit. It looks rough for Dire. Okay, there's the nuker they needed, because like if you have the LC, you need some sort of burst in your team to like finish off the duel. Otherwise, you never get duel wins. And yeah, Quap looks pretty decent.
Yeah, so they close out their draft. Quap to close out. They've got high mobility now as well. The one thing that I'm looking at from Power of Friendship, like, they don't have the most reliable stuns. Like, they've got Doom, and they've got the Drow sounds, I guess, but do you think that's enough to keep the Quap down? Like, say, after a Yules, is that enough to really lock in Sem in this game?
It's all about execution. They can probably do it, because the new clock will just hook, you walk and you clock back. That's like 3 second stun. And then if you can clock back into Sentinel, into Gust, into Doom, into Lina stun, the Quap should die. Most of the time, if Oracle's not in position.
Okay. So there's an opportunity there, but they've got to get the execution right this time. Spag and Sons, you talk about the strengths of their draft. What timings do you think they're looking for? We've been talking a lot about Power of Friendship having to run down. How about Spag? Do they hold out? Do they wait for their AM to big? Or do they try to snowball with their Legion Commander and Quap first?
It all depends on the Quap, to be honest. The Quap pretty much dictates the entire game plan for Dire. Because wherever LC and Quap, LC, Rubik, Quap are going, that's all the action. Because the Anti-Mage doesn't want to participate at all. There's no... The only mana bomb you have right now is the Lina. But Lina is playing pause 4 this game?
Yeah, it's looking like it. Looks like it's going to be on that support role. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think the AM is going to have to sit back, relax, farm up. We'll see whether or not those timing issues we talked about from Power of Friendship in Game 1, and in general, like the execution as well, right? Like, that was a bit of an issue. We'll see if it does kind of get sorted out here for game number 2 as we jump in. So, we are looking at that mid Doom. 9 is playing that Doom, and Again, it's not something you see too often here in Australia, in the Oceanic region, but this one has been pretty common in, say, China. Now, the matchup, though, up against a Quap, that doesn't seem like it's going to be all too much of a good time for Doom.
Yeah, you get like decent farm. You won't be able to have like completely free farm because the Quap specializes in destroying melees in the mid lane because of 2 points, 3 points dagger, and good luck have fun melee mid lane, you know. But I think the Doom's not too afraid because he does have that passive regen through eating Devour, so he can like take a lot of damage, and also his strength gain is insane, 3.7. He just has a lot of HP to deal with. So the Quap won't dominate too hard, but the Quap should be okay. Depends on what creep the Doom gets, like in the mid game, in the early laning phase.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's a
getting
fight
an
ready.
early chase, yeah. Short Potato rooted up. Farnsworth around with the right clicks as well, and Sem not leveling anything up. They might be able to run down Short Potato just like that. Overwhelming odds. Getting that final tick and the first blood for Farnsworth. So a nice little start for them. It looks like they will at least be able to salvage a rune away here with the clockwork and the battery assault. So they still trade a 2 for 2. No, it's actually a 3 for 1. So Power of Friendship. They lost first blood, but they do get away with a few more runes just to help themselves feel a bit better about losing their drow early on.
I don't know what the clocks are doing right now because Rubik is chasing down this clock with boots, and clock won't be able to TP because Rubik's still holding his point. So he's just going to keep getting tagged until he decides to commit for something. This clock should have man-fought the Rubik at the very beginning.
Oh yeah.
But now he's in a position where what's the game plan? You keep running, and Rubik's gonna keep chasing you. Hopefully, he gives up.
Yeah, it's an awkward spot for a clock. Let's see. Like he could just I think he might just want to off himself just to quick reset, but it doesn't look like Victorize is gonna let that happen freely. So potentially seeing another kill. Again, no boots as you mentioned, so he is moving a lot slower compared to the Rubik. We'll see what Victorize does. He should just get that chase. He sees where the clock is. He sees his prey. Sees that Tin Man down there. Yeah, he's just gonna chase. And oh. This is a very slow
Spag's coming
track
as
down.
well.
Oh no. Oh, he's gonna turn around. He's got the battery salt back up, so he's gonna try to poke Victorize, but with that move speed, not gonna do much, and it's Victorize who gets a TP back. So he gets back to the lane a bit earlier. You managed to waste some of that Clockwork's mana, and we take a look at that bot lane. Of course, it's Farnsworth on the LC, along with Victorize and Rubik up against Short Potato and our Clock. I have to say, Drow Clock, that's not a very common dual lane, is it?
Too common, but Pulse 5 Clockwork is also pretty common in the C region. Because it's just the hero doesn't really need items to be effective. He just needs to make space in the team fight and in the laning phase, which is doing what he's doing now. Just make some space. Drow gets a lot of farm, and you'll be okay.
Yeah, they do get the pull off on the side of Spag just to get themselves some EXP, but Short Potato does get his pressure relief. On the other hand, though, Stars dropping really early to Spider Boy, and you talked about the chain stun potential early on. Looks like they did manage to land those a couple of times in the lane. And, well, Anti-Mage, when you do opt for level 1 mana break, as you tend to do, you're not that tanky in those first few levels.
He did have double verify, you choose not to use it as well, but double stuns are always scary, especially when you're level 1 Anti-Mage.
So, cops the root, but manages to get the LSA off as well. And they still manage to clean up. You've got level 2 on Spag. Yeah, he's got the damage to deal with it. So they find that trade. And we haven't really checked that mid lane since talking about it at the start. But 9 up against Sem. You do see Sem pull ahead. But 9 is, well, you know, it's a Doom. He's dropping low, but not low enough to die. He's still finding farm. And I think the Doom should be satisfied with that, shouldn't he?
Yeah, this 6 region in the lane is proving quite effective. Zem's playing extremely aggressive here. He wants to pressure him out, so 9's gonna be missing last assist. Well, what's happening? How did he get these kills?
Oh, Farns copying a lot of those split hour shots. The battery assault does fade though, and Farnsworth's just trying to chase, is slowing down. but can he get a lucky proc at the moment of courage? Gets pushed back and
Huge.
taken out.
That's huge. Well played from wait, that's a Korean name. I can't say that. That guy, yeah, Clockwork.
Yeah, our Clockwork. Yeah, they find it like this lane looked rough at the start. Your Potato died first, but the Drow clock, if they close the gap and get the damage out, then these heroes can potentially melt. So that's something Spag has to respect. Still, you don't quite have too much regen left in Short Potato. He's gonna have to watch himself.
Oh, Short Potato.
Oh,
It's just
Yeah.
just too greedy. He could have just chilled for his Curry to come in. What I like about mid lane is that from the aggression Zemetry just applied before, forced the Doom to go all the way back. So 9 is down an entire crit wave right now,
Oh yeah.
like in
that's-
CS. And they also blocked the small cap as well, so he's being prevented from getting that strong medium camp. Like that, you can get like Alpha Wolf, you can get Ice Troll. Those are the creeps that help the Doom out so much. So it's a pretty smart idea blocking this. Looks like
Oh.
Spag and Sons, if they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they are keeping 9 in check. So Semistry off to, again, a bit of a runaway start. He's at
Right.
level 5, huh? Victorize does get chopped down as well. They do manage to find a trade onto the clock, but now Farnsworth trying to man up against Short Potato, not getting any procs at all, as he's not being hit. Now he's getting chased down. You've got the levels in the slow. This is not good. LC, are you going to dive that deep? Short Potato gets one last hit and gets a split shot off.
Nice.
Cleans up at the edge. Does cop so many tower hits, so Victorize is going to try to look for that counter kill. One last right
What a
click. He's
play!
slowing down. Come on. One more. No, not enough. He
Fuck!
reaches
Get in range, please!
Fuck. Battery assault. Chase him down. The right click still not enough. Short
Mr.
Potato
Patel.
gets a salve off. You're going to find Victorize.
Such
Oh,
well played.
man.
Such well played from Radiant there. That's just max limit gameplay right there.
Oh yeah, that was on the edge, and that is his salve kind of paying off again. Like that that delayed use of the salve actually allowed them to juke out, find kills back to back, and power of friendship. This dual lane is just a monstrosity. It's not something Spag seems set to deal with.
Oh, Zem, he smells blood. They ping him out there, good vision. Short Potato needs to run right now.
What? But
Wow,
meanwhile
what?
up top.
Antimage dying again.
Oh,
What's happening top lane?
it's those chain stuns, and you've got a value point in the counter spell, but it's not enough to block off all that damage, and it's just trading all these safe lane supports. So you've been losing your Drow on the side of, well, no, you haven't really been losing your Drow. You've been killing off the LC, and you've been losing your AM up top from Spag. This is not quite the smooth start you'd want from Spag and Sons, and I mean, that early rotation from Sem doesn't really lead to anything just yet. He's just wasting time farming here.
Yeah, good vision. Good vision. Seeing the rotation and they're playing defensive, like not allowing the Queen of Pain to snowball.
Oh yeah, like this is just time Sem is sort of wasting out here. They don't even have level 6 in Farnsworth yet, so you're not
Chase the
looking
Doom
for
before the
any
pop.
roll.
What right now?
Yeah, 9.
It's huge. He gets the
running
Doom
in.
off.
And they do get the battle assault off.
Oh, the
Ooh,
Manta!
illusion room. Scream.
Oh, did I say Manta? I mean Illusionary. Yeah, that.
They do dodge it out, so you got wasted rotations there. But up top, they're looking to make a play onto Stars. He's dropping really low on DOT, shifted down just to clean him up. And Spider Boy, Semistry's trying to get the revenge kill, but he only finds Alina. Should be able to at least clean up the scent afterwards, but it's costly. Our AM, he is not having a great time here. And Short Potato, early rotation, gets the silence off, doesn't have the speed to close the gap to get any hits off. But you can see the pressure in Spag. Like, Sem is just running around trying to find these early pickoffs, and he finds it top, but you're trading your aim away. Like, this is not going to be a fast farm up to that battlefield.
Zem is like leading the net worth, but if you look at the last 3 minutes, what the Corp's been doing, Corp ran and bot 5 minutes in, didn't find the kill, farmed the hard cap, avoided the Doom, TP top and got 2 kills. So in 2.5 minutes, he's got 2 kills. He should be a lot more further ahead, but like he's trying to make a lot of plays. The top kills is pretty good, but like the ward vision from Radiant is what prevented the
Got
complete
the stun.
snowballing at bottom.
Farnsworth being chased in the trees. He's got his aim around. Stars is here to help. Stampede's committed. Battery assaults on top. Farnsworth's gone. Now Stars He's at the bot lane now. They lane swap. He finds the courier. You lost your LC once more. 3-3 on Farnsworth. And this lane swap, it's 2 supports up top right now. It's like that. Surely you'd have one of these cores up here farming up instead.
Yeah, the AIM has called, yeah, I can't lane top, boys. Give me bot. I don't want to invest the double stun. But they immediately, after seeing anti-mage bottom, they swapped the Drell to top lane. So the stunners are still at bottom. The centaur is still here, the one that's applying a lot of pressure to the anti-mage right now.
Yeah,
Anti-mage is in a weird position, jungling with Quelling Blade and Ring of Health only. And the Quap is still doing pretty well, but Doom naturally overtakes because the inbuilt Midas he gets.
Yeah, he's already had a pretty nice lead. He did pop Doom trying to get a kill on Sem solo. Doesn't work out, but he did force the Oracle down here as well. So small victories like that, and again, Power of Friendship as we approach the 10-minute mark are looking a lot better than they did in game 1. Like, they've gotten control. They're just tossing their heroes in the right spots. They're forcing Spag to really just play in the jungle. Like sure, you've got this early level 6 on your Rubik now, but it's not going to amount to too much if he can't really get some early farm in to get a fast blink or an Aether Lens. It's just not coming out fast enough. So, what do you think Power of Friendship... Oh, no. What do you think Spag and Sons has to do to mitigate the loss that they have right now?
The game's pretty slow right now. Like on the Radiant, the heroes are quite strong. Like Drow's pretty farmed, triple Wraith Band, like treads. Centaur is pretty happy because he's got double bracer and like a lot of kills on the anti-mage. And I think the Doom is pretty happy as well because he's just farming away until the next Doom. Power of Friendship, I think they're pretty happy right now.
Oh yeah, still 9 runs into 2. They don't quite have enough to burst, but they might be able to turn Semistry down to half. He is able to get out, but they popped the Stampede. They're going to try to chase for more. No hook shot yet on our clock, and just going to have to give that away. So, not even farming on this opposite jungle safe enough for Spag. Just forced in awkward spots, and they do at least manage to find some bounties, or at least their own bounties, not having anyone up top to skewer those. They're eyeing Spider Boy. Farnsworth
I'll take that.
trying to go for that duel. Get stunned up instead. They've got the TP in. 9 cancels off.
Oh, they saw Doom cancel his TP. Now they can exploit bot lane.
Yeah, they're looking around. They're still hanging around the area. Farnsworth going through the back. Spider Boy.
Yeah, this is what they're doing. They're just charging in when the Doom can't get here fast. So there's 2 heroes under the tower, but they do know that because of daytime vision.
Oh, Farnsworth. He finds him. Spider Boy's there. He does have the duel. Has the Quap with Wave round ready, and they commit the duel. Wave is out. Should be able to burst it. No, not in time for the duel win, but they find the kill nonetheless. That is time down mid for Power of Friendship to get a bit of a shove in. They've got 9 around with shift. A hook shot misses. So
if he lands that hook, that double kill, because the Doom would have drummed and follow up Doom as well.
Oh yeah, it's a missed opportunity there. But they get the shove in. They're slowing Victorize down. They might be able to find a Rubik. Nice double stun. Oh. Still our clock really far forward. Cogs off to Black Farnsworth. Sem in here as well. Shifts very low to the Scream. Oh, still alive. It does get taken out in the end. They do find a clock at the back. So our clock just in an unfortunate spot. No teammates to back him up. That should be the
they want to get full damage. There you go.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, you give your kill to your anti-mage, you get the dual damage, easy peasy.
Oh yeah, just turning it around here. Spag, they do drag that lead down to just 1k. Power of Friendship just slipping up here and there. Still, they hold on to the Doom on 9. They've got that tool waiting for them. They've still got insane farm and short potato. But it's starting to feel like Spag might have found an opening. Like Stars, he's got his power treads. He's working towards that Battle Fury he'd want. You've got at least 1 dual win on Farnsworth. He's rushing to Blink on the LC, so they understand they need the LC to be the one jumping in. They've got very low committal duels with a False Promise around. They just need to play around these heroes and buy some recovery time for Stars. Still?
Yeah, Stars is the beginning of the comeback for them. But the problem is, like, if you look at Radiant, their cores are so happy. The cores on Radiant are so farmed right now. who cares what Clockwork has like item-wise? Where's Lena? Lena's okay. Lena doesn't really care too much because like the cores can set up everything.
On to Sem. Not the target to go for. He's pretty darn slippery. No follow-up. You lose that opportunity.
That's what I mean about the execution. Like if you have a high execution draft, it requires a lot of teamwork and just synergy. And from one of the weaker teams, it's just much harder to combo extremely well.
Oh yeah, it's
Have to communicate with this.
yeah. It's I mean they're trying here. Power of Friendship, but it's not lining up yet. Still, this is time that Spag is enjoying. You're just slowly farming up. I mean, again, you've got the same thing for Power of Friendship, but they are clumping mid. Power of Friendship, they're trying to chip away at the tier 1. You've got Farnsworth and Victorize just to stall it out. So, not too much movement on the objectives since taking a tier 1 bot and tier 1 top. What timers are we looking for here from both sides?
For Radiant, it's pretty easy. They're waiting for the Doom blink. They can probably smoke. You can blink the ideal teamfight situation is where you have to blink. You blink Doom to Quap. That's their biggest hero, and you start the fight by running at the supports. You need to smoke for that though. That's for Radiant. For Dire, it looks like they have a lot of emphasis on defending mid lane. They have the Oracle, the Rubik, and the LC here. So Quap's is like farming the side lanes to be efficient. Anti-Mage is doing whatever Anti-Mage does, just farming something.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, they want to defend this mid tower to like keep the map control, keep Radiant from snowballing too hard. And Radiant wants mid tower because it's already low, and they have their items to fight. They just need to smoke and go now.
Oh yeah, and they've got that Blinken 9 you were talking about. They don't quite have a smoke on their... I mean, they've got smoke in the Lena. It's just they're not clumping around yet. So it looks like they might be waiting for more, which does feel a bit off. They still are buying some space, though. Short Potatoes just free to farm top. They're somewhat maintaining the pressure on the mid lane, but they're just kind of hanging around. Like, this is going to give time for Farnsworth to finish his own blink, so even with the Doom blink, you're going to deal with an LC blink now as well. That gives Spag an opportunity to play aggressive. And they're chasing down stars, but it's an AM. It's just going to be
I hate what like Radiant doing. This is their power spike. They need to go before blink daggers on LC, Orchid on Quap. Like Anti-Mage doesn't have Battle Fury. Why aren't you going? This is your strength.
They've got the smoke. The
Oh, another
misses. Can they get... Come on, Doom. There you go. So they're gonna find 9. Can they find more? The TP's cancelled off, and they're just gonna find 1 for the trouble. So they find a big one.
They do find the Anti-Mage, but it's not the mid tower. Mid tower is way more effective right now. Like, you see how they got bot, right? Like, what's the plan now? They're pushing our bot slowly, but mid tower gets pressured, and you lose your drow.
Oh, that is not the trade you're looking for if you're Power of Friendship. Just straight jump in, and they're getting pressured into tier 1 instead. They TP in 9, but he doesn't have Doom, and it's Spag's turn to do some chip damage. Now they won't be able to clean that up, but they're gonna be happy with that trade. They've still got the blink. They're still looking to play aggressive. Shifts being chased down, but the clock being left alone, and that wave is enough. 9 now being chased. LSA doesn't land from Victorize, but they're just going to be able to take this tier 1 mid and potentially take the clock now. They give up. They're just going to be happy with the objectives, and I think this is what Power of Friendship wanted. Like, you talked about fighting around mid. They did fight around mid, but they lost it this time.
Yeah, they came too late. They lost the drow, and they took the fight without the drow. And now, like, it's reversed. Like, Power of Friendship had such a big opportunity to take the mid tower with all the item times, but it's flipped the other way. They lose the drow, now they lose the mid tower, and then it's a map control. Like, Die in a really good position now. They get to walk inside the Radiant jungle, plant some orbs, and drow is out of position.
Oh no.
Deja vu! You just died there 50 seconds ago, buddy.
Oh god, no. Yeah, it's just clean coming out from Spag now. They're the ones clumping up. You talked about this being Power of Friendship's power spike. Spag is making it look like it's theirs. They're the guys playing together. They've got 30 damage on Farnsworth, and this Clockwork going for the D ward. Farnsworth around to play tag. Sam in the back. They just give up. They'd rather kill the creep, in fact, although Clockwork stayed. You're surprised. Kept caught in the cogs. The root's there as well. Elsa not quite enough, and the hook shot being blocked off. They clean up the Clockwork. Shifts topping a lot of damage. Is going to be safe. But they're streaming in here one by one. Power of Friendship just slipping up on this this supposed power spike of theirs.
They're all playing pub Dota. Everyone's doing their own thing. There's no coordination. You missed your big ass timing to take the mid tower, and now like look at the minimap. Look at the position of the minimap. They're all like on the sides trying to gather what they can. They're waiting for Centaur Blink Dagger when they had Doom Blink Dagger. It's the lack of experience and captain in this team. Looks like they just need someone to just say do this, and everyone just follows.
Yeah, it's certainly showing. Like, you compare that to Spag, they're playing in basically the same side of the map, save for one. So they've got their Rubik up top alone, and their timings are perfect. They've got the Sonic Wave backup if they wanted it. They've got the Dual backup, and it looks like they might be able to find something. Clockwork jumping in with a battery assault, gets rooted up, and they get the stun off from their Doom. They should be able to find that Oracle, but Sem right in the middle gets the wave off. Cancels the hook, and Farnsworth is going to be left behind as salvage, so they do find two for the trouble. They hold on to their Doom. Power of Friendship at least finding some trades there.
He missed that hook. He didn't cancel it. He got I think he got a Shockwave? No,
yeah.
Sonic Wave for the Quap, and then it went through? Just a bit to the right. So that's the fourth hook Clockwork has missed in a row, if you disregard the point blank one at mid, like a minute and a half ago.
Yeah, it's still, they do manage to at least make it work here, Power of Friendship. They've gotten a couple of kills. They're still holding on to the Doom. Like, how long do you want that Doom off cooldown like this? Like,
you have a Blink Dagger. Blink Dagger is a brawling item. Just brawl. Go fight something with your team. Like, now they have Blink Dagger Centaur, but you've wasted like 5 minutes of brawling time when you were strong. That's why I'm a bit frustrated. But surely they fight now. They have Centaur Blink, Doom Blink with Doom. Go kill something.
Yeah, it's looking like they should be starting to run up, right? Like, starting to close out some space. They're also building up what I believe is a BKB on their Centaur. On their Centaur, on their Doom. Looks like they might be going for that. Just a straight BKB to maintain presence, if not a Sanj into a Halberd, perhaps, for a 9. We'll see how that pays off. They haven't been clumping up, though.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I was gonna say, like, usually mid Dooms just have like one build, phase drum, blink, BKB. That's like pretty much all you need, Aghanims, and then whatever the team needs. That's like the classic Doom build you see in every game.
Oh yeah.
It all balances out really well. Like the Blink Dagger lets you Doom like the mids, the BKB lets you live, and then the Aghanims, because Aghanims Dooms is busted, absolutely busted in like every single game.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful one to watch when you've got that Infernal Blade buffed up like that. Still, they're not quite grouped up. Like, again, you see Power of Friendship, they win that big fight, they hold on to the Doom. They're not hunting for more. They're just kind of scattered on the map. Spag and Sons are the ones sticking together, and you know they are behind.
Nice. Okay, Centaur's going to do something. I like it. Just go kill something. You have Blink Daggers. Blink Dagger is a fighting item. If you're not fighting, you should have gone Battle Fury. That's how I say it. That's how I tell everyone.
Oh yeah. They're kind of together now. Power of Friendship, not quite clumped. They're still not playing aggressive. I mean, they maintain a slight lead here on Spag. It's still 14-14. Your Doom is still on top of net worth, but Stars has overtaken your Drow. He's got the Battle Fury, and hook shot blocked by Shift, so they still catch out Victorize. LSA to stop the clock for a bit. They get the Laguna out. Stolen Laguna blows up Shift's up. Oh no. Oh, Victorize.
Well played. He saw the opportunity given to him, and he just exploited it right there. Well played. I'll give that.
Oh, that is a bit of a sign for Power of Friendship to clump up mid, and they're not able to really commit. But even these simple kills on, say, a support Rubik end up being a bit more complicated than you'd expect. So they're losing out time there. They've got the BKB into Doom. So 9 has Blink, Drums, BKB. This is the key build-up you were talking about. They need to make plays happen. But they're kind of satisfied to just farm up.
I need Power of Friendship to use a smoke in the next 5 minutes, or I'm going to lose my mind. We need to use these Blink Daggers to kill something. You have Doom, Blink Dagger, BKB. What else are you waiting for? Oh my god! I'm losing hair right now.
Bit of a mob. Still, I mean, they're chipping away at the tier 1. They should find the tier 1. They find a tier 1. So they get that. No commitment anymore from Spag for the defense. But you've got a BKB on your quap. Sem. Orchid BKB up and running. Ready to go. There's a clump up from POF up top. In the top jungle. But they're not hunting. Like, they're just taking control in the jungle.
I need a smoke. I need a smoke. Just smoke. Look
They don't
for
have
co-op.
one.
I don't know. What?
The supports don't have
Where do they
one.
use the smokes? Do they have smokes in the shop? I can't check.
Nah, I can't check either. But I know they popped one earlier running around. So I'm not sure they might actually be out. They might actually be out of smokes because the supports aren't holding on to them. They're playing around.
Alright,
In this-
give benefit now. They're out of smokes here.
Yeah. The benefit of the doubt. We'll just say that still. I like what
Yeah,
Spag is doing. They're playing on the opposite side. They don't care. They're farming up. They've got the AM. Spider Boy melts towers, so there's a tier 2 under pressure.
Dire structures.
I like this.
What?
They're doing something,
Oh.
but if you look at the anti-mage,
Oh,
she's got mana.
9? No, he's
Oh, big,
dueled
big.
up. Forced to BKB. They hook shot onto Spag. They're not going to find that win, but False Promise out to save Farnsworth, and they get the scream onto Spider Boy. He's cleaned up. The Doom's out onto Sam, but he's got his BKB. Can he make it out there in time? They blow up the LC, but they catch out.
Chase one, please.
Oh god, yeah, they
Okay.
catch out the AM. So that's a 2 for 2. A really big win for Power of Friendship. Finding the AM in the end. Victorize just playing a bit cheeky there, getting the lift off. But they find that tier 2. So a much better trade for Power of Friendship. They did have to expend Doom. Spag just missing out a bit. Kind of over, just jumping the gun just a tad. You're seeing the effect of the tankiness of that Doom. Like we saw Farnsworth commit the duel. They can't quite blow the Doom up in time anymore with this build.
Yeah, that BKB, just like paying off right there. Doesn't get burst by Cop, can't get orchided. He BKB like half a second before the duel as well, which was probably the best situation they could have done there. The Cop could only burst the clock, and the center was already gone. And the Antimage just being in the wrong side because his team got doomed and they were all running back to base. Antimage is like, we're just staring 3 people in the face and just got a chain stun to death.
Oh yeah, just
The Jar does quite a lot of damage at this point in the game.
oh, that she does. Like you've got this Manta up and running. You've got the Dragon Lance to help you space yourself out. Short Potato is working for the Lincoln, so just more defensive items, more overall stats to help our Drow maintain that early presence. And Power of Friendship, they keep it even, 17 to 17, less than 1k net worth lead on their end. And it's looking a lot better here compared to Game 1. Like, Game 2 is shaping up for... I mean, there were some rough spots, but they're staying in the game. It's not a stomp as Game 1 was. How do you think Power of Friendship continues to do that? You reckon just keep playing around that Doom cooldown?
Yeah, I think we'll wait for that to be honest. Because like the game looks pretty even. Surprisingly, it's even. I think like Power of Friendship have missed a lot of opportunities to further their advantage.
Sam jumps in, Orchid onto the Doom. Hookshot misses again.
Oh, come on, man!
And Farnsworth jumps in. There's a Glimmer Cape, but they get the duel off. Clockwork should be gone. They've got Short Potato around in the background. Stars gets silenced up. He's dropping low. They don't manage to get the control. And he gets the blink out. Stampede on Victorize. So just run around as well. Yeah, then that's going to be a 1-0. Not the biggest kill in the world, but it's a duel win. They force out some movement from Power of Friendship, and I suppose in the end, Spag is just going to be happy to get more in their LC. It's them that's jumping in. You know, it's them that's... Oh? 9.
They smoke,
He's
they
up
have
front.
Doom, they're going in, making a play. I like.
Up front. Victorize is going to be... Oh, the target. He does force staff out, but gets chain stun. They're going to be able to find that kill without expending Doom. So they trade... It's the same thing. They hunt down. They end up finding a support, as Spag found earlier. And it's not the ideal, but you're building up in your Doom. 9 has a Heaven's Halberd now. So this is big. They're going to go into the Roche pit. There are some wards watching the pit, but not quite enough to actually see it happening. Spag's going to have to be careful because, well, the Roche does melt fairly fast with a Drow.
diagnose this. This is a tricky rush. We're showing like a lot of information on the map from Radiant. We're showing Lena mid. We showed Center top. So we don't think they expect this Roshan coming from 2 heroes actually. It's a good play.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to take it. No clue from Spag, as mentioned.
Oh man,
Late scan.
even when I'm casting, I still like check the Roshan timer. God damn.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, I think you heard me say 26 something before. I tried to stop myself, but I couldn't.
No, it happens. It happens, especially when, you know, a lot of timings are around that Roche. So you've got this second life on Short Potato now. Spag and Sons seem content to just play it slow still. They're just taking their time, building up. They know where Shifts is his, and Victorize again stealing that LSA. We've seen him do a lot of work with all these Lena spells. So
Yeah,
just having that
Rise
additional
is
stuff.
playing quite well. Stealing Alsae's Lena stuns, what was it? The Laguna Blade for that
Oh,
solo
yeah.
kill at top.
Oh yeah, it's just been on point. Still, Power of Friendship, they've got the confidence now. They're jumping in. They get Victorize again, and they blow him up. Simple kill. Should find the tier 2, but you've got a creep cut. Star's trying to delay it as long as possible. It's still gonna fall. So there's that objective for Power of Friendship. They've gotten 2 tier 2s, and Spag hasn't really been able to progress. So it's looking a bit better here for Power of Friendship in terms of overall map control. You just need to find key targets. I think that's one thing they've been missing out. They've been finding these pickoffs, but beyond that one fight up top, they really just haven't been consistent in hunting the big guys.
Spag's team, Zim's making a lot of space with this really good deep ward next to the outpost, on top of the outpost.
Oh,
The
duel
Combat's farming.
onto the Doom. 9, dropping really low. Can they kill him off in time? Yes, they can. They got the win. They got the Doom. That's a massive amount of gold going the way of Spag. And this straggling, just, again, kind of biting Power of Friendship in the butt. In the behind. Like, they have their Doom farm in mid. They lose a big courier for Spider Boy as well. That's a BKB that was flying out.
Radiant's courier has been
How long was it dead for? Like 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Radiant's
That is
Yeah.
not a good time for that courier of Spider Boy. Still, they take the tier 1
Doesn't-
bot.
And they're still going without the Doom, without the BKB, but they do have Aegis.
Yeah, it's they're trying their best to maximize the Sages. They've still got a decent amount of time left on it though, so no need to rush too hard.
Radiant structures.
You've got some space for Stars to do AM things now. Split pushing top lane, showing his that tier 1 in. But it looks like Power of Friendship is forced to, again, scatter out, declump. And now, Spag and
Oh,
Sons,
wow.
with this stall out, they've got a 2k lead. Yep.
I didn't realize the draw had a Lincolns. This is going to prevent the anti-mage from blinking and abyssaling, and also the LC from dueling.
Speaking of, they
Oh!
hookshot the LC, Farnsworth caught out, but they get the duel off. Anyway, they've got Short Potato around. They still get the win, and the false promise is on. 7th Street jumping in, doesn't get stopped down by 9. And they get control off, they just managed to disengage. A big
that's fine.
drive-by.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I think like if the central landed stun, they would have got at least 1 more, and they probably could have chased down because the draw is so strong at this point. Anti-mage didn't want to come because his Abyssal was on the way. But this should be... You're going to commit for this tower.
Yeah,
The
it's,
Aegis has like around a minute
Tower is under attack.
yeah,
left.
yeah, around a minute 20. So they should be
Oh,
able
I'm
to-
casting. I can actually check it. What the hell?
Yes,
Oh
you
man,
can.
this information. Where did this come from?
Oh, 7th Street jumping in, pops the Lincolns. They're trying to find pickoffs. They have duel back up. Farnsworth
6
gets
stun!
stomped up. 9, nice stun. Doesn't manage to get the Doom off just yet. Hook blocked, and they're trying to blow up Shifta. Doesn't quite manage to do it, but they're onto the back. Short Potato now being focused by Stars is going to lose that first life, and should
All these pop Lincolns.
yeah.
So they won't get extra damage here.
They're trying to chase for more while that respawn's happening. They're going down for Shifta. They are keeping control on Short Potato. They don't have duel, but they have enough. So they find 4 for nil out of nowhere. Spag just on top and getting the punishment out. Power of Friendship. They're 9k behind now. How do you bounce back after losing an Aegis like that?
Oh, it's starting to look spicy. They missed so many opportunities to take over this game. That was a really sick stun from Doom as well, but like, he couldn't Doom the Quap because of the Linkens, and also Rubik like, lifting extremely fast there to prevent the Doom on anyone anyway. And then while Antimate jumps on the back line, cleans up 2, the Sonic Wave cleans up 2 as well. The teamfight just looks like a disaster from that point. Very well executed from Dyer there.
Oh yeah.
Centaur from BKB? The hell?
On who?
Centaur.
Oh yeah, yeah. So he's got, yeah, his courier died earlier, so he didn't have that for like 3 minutes there. So I
I thought Drow had the BKB.
No, it's our sent. Like he lost it earlier on. They've got the BKB up, so you've got some leeway. They are smoked up. They're trying to go for the defense, but they've lost their towers already. And Farnsworth pops the smoke to go in for duel. 9 gets caught out. Not gonna die just yet. You get the Stampede off as well. But that was a BKB use. So even if you trade away the duel, like that's still worthwhile, isn't it?
It prevents them from snowballing even harder, which is great. Good BKB. I like Hardman's play there. Like when he manted on the Doom, he tried to use the Manta illusion to block the clock hook to say so like Clock couldn't save the Doom, but Clock Doom out fraud anyway. Doom was just too tanky with the Glim Cape and the BKB. So it was just like a really small but really small play, but it could have yielded a lot of success if it blocked. Short Potato on the low ground. Wasting the Abyssal!
No, they don't get the change stuffs off. Starts is still alive. Now they manage to blow up 9. He's very low. Might be able to clean them up. They get the duels onto Farnsworth. They're trying to chase for more. They don't find more, but they got the Doom. So they're going to be satisfied with that. And that was off of Stars just being really aggressive. And I didn't even notice this, Tucker. Stars is level 25. Our Drow is still 19. You're not hitting those talent spikes in the Drow. Whereas our AM's pretty much done.
Drow's died twice. Antimage is ever since like the top def behind the tier 2. He hasn't died. He's just been hitting creeps and getting kills. That's all it takes. Antimage. He farms extremely fast. And yeah, we didn't use the Aegis effectively on the Drow. Quite unfortunate there. But yeah, the Antimage, that shows you why Antimage is so good against Doom, right? Like we got the stun on the Antimage, but what happened after? Like Antimage manted. And the Mantis hit Doom. Doom ran out of mana because they had no BKB to prevent that. And there's no longer a Doom in the fight. A Doom with no mana is pretty useless.
Oh yeah, that's just one massive creep. And Power of Friendship now, they're losing ground. They've only got 1 tier 2 left standing. They've not really got any room to farm. There's some really beautiful aggressive wards from Spag as they just continuously stick together. They've got the confidence now to play on this opposing side of the map. They see that double damage rune as well onto Sem. And they're lining up for more. Stars, setting his sights forward, sees the Luna. Does manage to dance around. Ooh, the hookshot being lifted up, so you don't manage to close in on the AM. And they might be able to find that kill. They kept the clockwork cleanly. Stars actually getting the Doom off onto 9. No, 9 just going to be chased down. They're trying to find more to get the dual win onto Short Potato. Spider Boy hiding in trees, trying not to get himself killed. Looks like that's going to work. But man, Stars, counterspell on Doom.
Doom buys back with no Doom. It's just half a hero right there.
Yeah, it's like they can't expect too much in the defense. High ground being sieged in, forcing all the buybacks out now. That's enough to dissuade Spag, but they've gotten what they wanted. They win the fight in a massive way. And Power of Friendship, they're finding themselves 25k behind. 35 minutes in. What are we looking for from Power of Friendship here?
Oh, let's see. They can still kill. They can still kill like the anti-mage and stuff. Like the Drow's still doing like a fuck ton of damage, but I don't know. It feels like we're just getting killed. We're just making small errors by positioning wise. Like there was a bad fight at top. There was no vision around there. They're just running around like with no idea what to do.
Yeah,
I think it's too easy for Dyer at this point to win the game.
Yeah, they've got the Roche. They've got Clockwork to scout around. But it looks like, yeah, that's enough to dissuade Spag. However, hey, look at Victorize Tucker. He's got the eggs on Rubik. That is just such a big spike in the smoke off.
He's big. It's a lot of good spells to steal this game.
Yeah. Jump in,
Matches
Stars right in front onto that scent. The hook shots there to stop it. BKB's being popped, but they get the duel onto Sharp Potato. He's dropping real low. He's taken out. No buyback. They blow out the Lina as well. And they're trying to find more. The disarm is there to buy time, but it's not enough. 9 is melting. No buyback on him. And Spider Boy. They're all gone.
Yep.
Nope. They just tap out. That's it. And Spag. I mean, it looked good for Power of Friendship at the start. Decent. They were missing some key timings, but they kept it even. Spag, they come out on top in the end. They hold out. And Power of Friendship just couldn't find any opening up against the stack.
That was to be expected. Like, Power Friendship, they just lack too much experience. And Spag and Sons, I think a lot of people are saying they're the top 3? I would say top 2 teams in the league. So them cleaning up like the bottom team is, yeah, like I said, to be expected. It's just too solid.
Yeah, I mean, it does go in line with the odds. Fabulous performance from Spag just to find those openings. And you look at Semistry, man. He went 14-0. Like, just a fantastic time for him throughout these 2 games. But that is the first series done. 2-0 for Spag and Sons. We're going to be back for the second series after a bit of a break. Of course, that is going to be Sincerely Fury up against No BKB. Do you reckon that's a closer one? How
Yeah,
excited
that'll
are you
be
for that
much
one?
closer. That's No BKB is Xavier Andros' name, right?
If I recall right, yeah. It should be it.
Alright, this game will be much closer. It will be insane to watch because like I know pretty much all the boys in like both teams. It's just gonna be entertaining when I point out their mistakes. I mean just like cast the game. Yeah. That's the right words.
All right, we're gonna take a short break. It's John Xfire with Techcore. Stick around for that second series in a bit.
on Phoenix right now. It's not even close.
This could be like a real issue just because
5 seconds. It is
No
radiant.
No critic shoulder. No critic shoulder. No critic. No critic shoulder. No critic. No critic shoulder.
It is radiant.
No critic shoulder. No critic shoulder.
Alright, we're back in for our second series of the night. It is Sincerely Fury up against No BKB. I'm John Xfire, joined tonight by Tekor. Tekor, how are you feeling after the first series into this new one?
I think the first series was alright. It's pretty entertaining. I think this series will be a lot more action-packed because both teams are very similar in skill. And what are these bands? Sankey and Enigma. Oh, Merchant! That's why. They have Merchant playing for No BKB. I heard somewhere Merchant can only play a couple heroes very well. Tanking Enigma being one of them.
Okay. So
And yeah,
they take
this
out those
target
issues.
bands right there.
Alright,
They're targeting Merchant right now.
So they're setting themselves up quite well here. You do see Fury, they get to pick up the clockwork first. We've seen that clock be really effective throughout a lot of games in this league. It's just a standard opening, and man, these guys love their voice lines, don't they?
God damn, I was wondering what that was. I thought I had like a tab open on my second monitor or something. What Russian stuff am I watching?
Yeah, they're really digging it still.
Angelia! So they expected the Magnus first pick because Cozy is a... Yeah, he is a Magnus player.
Hmm.
And yeah, Fury looks like they've done their homework because the clock came out really fast into the snap pick Pangolier to counter the Magnus. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like they really have kind of done their research. You talked about being close to both of these boys. Who would you favor? Like, if I held the gun to your head and had to have you choose, no being neutral, who would you favor here?
Wait, I would favor No BKB if they had their standard. Wait, is Merchant like the main or sub?
I can check real quick. Let's see. No BKB. Merchant's a sub. Yeah, he's a sub.
Who are they replacing? They lost Andros because Andros is camping. Yeah. So if they had Andros, I think I would say No BKB would have just a slight edge. Just a slight edge. I haven't seen too much of Fury's team. Fury's like a pretty strong captain. But I feel like the team's lacking something. I would. Yeah, if the gun was to my head, I'll say No BKB if they had the full roster. But since they have Merchant and Merchant is getting targeted, I say Fury has an advantage in this game.
All right. Okay, so there you have it. A call out for Fury this game. I mean, you mentioned it, but they are snap picking quite nicely into this. Now, No BKB, they got the Magnus first. We've seen that banned out multiple times. The question is now, what do you want to combine with it? Do you look at... I know this is not as popular right now, but do you look at the PA? Do you look at the Jug? Do you look at just an Ember pickup? What's the plan when you've got a Magnus and a Grimstroke now?
Usually when you have the Magnus picked up early, you don't want to pick your core too early because there's so many options. Like you said, you just listed up 4 heroes already, and there's so many others if you pull up the heroes. Sven, Lifestealer, Kanka in some situations, and all the melee carries in the Agi pool. There's just too many options. You can't ban out everything. Like when you have the Magnus, like you can't ban out all the cores. You just ban out what's good against you.
Yeah, that's fair. It's
yeah, that's why they pick up the Grimstroke here. The Grimstroke's good against the Pango because it stops the roll completely as long as it's linked to something.
Yeah, it's that counter pick to stop the potency of that initiation.
There's an Echo in the cast, by the way. Oh, it stopped. Never mind.
Echo. All right.
Just double check, just in case.
Yeah. Let me know if it pops in. Should have it turned off. But, yeah, okay. So, it might move on. Alright. So, you've got this lineup now. Now, Fury's banning out the Life Stealer, so that's another combination with the mag. Looks like we'll see what they're targeting, because I think that's going to tell us a lot more of what they want to get done. Because as you mentioned, you just ban what you don't want to play against, because there's so much, so you just ban those key ones. They pick the Jug out as well, so it's mainly inbuilt magic immunity right now. Whereas No BKB, they're going for that mobile Quap. Not going to be in the pool. The Timber Saw to chop right through these strength here is not there as well. So it's looking fairly clean in these bans. Inching closer towards showing a bit more of their, hand here for both drafts.
5 seconds.
So this is lifesteal ban. Lifesteal is pretty good against Magnus if if he can get some hits off, because Magnus has naturally some ridiculous amount of HP because his talents also like plus 200 HP, 15 strength, stuff like that. He's just naturally so tanky as a hero. So lifesteal is a good ban. Juggernaut is pretty simple. Juggernaut Grimstroke, extremely strong lane. Like you have to have like an escape or just avoid it completely. Reverse that. Ban Weaver.
Yeah, that's
Weaver's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it's fair enough. It is annoying. It's just interesting that you'd ban two heroes that combines with a mag, one that kind of plays against it, as you mentioned, with the Lifestealer, and then suddenly the Weaver. Does that tell you anything about what Fury wants? Like, is there anything in particular that really dislikes the Weaver? Maybe they just don't want to deal with, say, a support Weaver and Ags Weaver down the line. They just don't want to deal with the Sustainer. It's not a very common ban out, I have to tell you. Like, I don't tend to see the Weaver prioritized as much to be taken out.
Weaver's usually played core. Like I don't understand the Weaver ban, to be honest. Maybe they have like something planned out. We got to see it unfold because I can't really figure it out right now. They banned the Lycan. Usually people would let Lycan through because you have a Magnus, and whoever Magnus empowers, including himself, would just clean up the Lycan units. And Lycan can never go on you because you're a Magnus. Use RP his ass and you take him out. So I don't understand the Lycan ban. They're just afraid of just some early game push or something.
Probably. It looks like that. Just playing it safe. Still no BKB. They have the Tiny. So you've got Tiny Grimstroke potentially as your support duo. You've got the Magnus there. You've got great synergy with Mag. You RP Avalanche. Toss is great. You can empower the Tiny. You've got really good right clicks if you do manage to invest in that in your Tiny. Although as a support you don't tend to see that. But you've got all of these things that work now for no BKB. It's starting to look good. Sincerely, Fury's got to find a way to mitigate that burst. I think when you've got the Tiny, you're looking to play aggressive. And I love this response. The Winter Wyvern to counteract the team fight that no BKB wants to bring out. So now you've got team fight as well from Sincerely Fury. It works with a Pangolier. It looks like a really explosive first game here, Tucker.
Yeah, I like this Winter Wyvern pick. It's extremely good versus Mag because Mag is all physical. Except for it's just pretty much all physical, and also the first skill from Wyvern, I can't remember what it was called, Arctic Burn.
Yeah, Arctic Burn.
It's extremely good against Magnus and Tiny because these are the heroes that have, like these are like the top 5% of heroes with insane amount of strength gain. So it's gonna have a lot of effect. Is the percentage burn, HP burn this game?
Oh yeah, that's gonna scale up nicely. Now, new BKB though. They got to pick up the Darkseer. So this is looking insane in terms of team fight. Magnus Darkseer with a Tiny on top, with a Grimstroke on top to just get all that control. Just one big RP in the wall. You can skewer them right back in after a vac as well. There's just so much control here from no BKB.
Yep. It looks like a very solid lineup from no BKB. Very easy to execute. Very strong as well. And they're not afraid to pick their carry last as well because, like I said before, there's too many heroes to ban out. Like even though they go through another phase of banning, they can remove another 2 heroes. Like they still don't care. There's just way too many heroes. Troll, PA, yeah. But Wyvern, really good pick against the Mag, also because of the embrace against the melee core that's about to come out. Because you have like the Darkseer already, and melee core would just be natural for their lineup.
Yeah. So we'll see what Fury does pull out to counteract that. Like the melee cores for no BKB, you know, you've got the Darkseer, you've got the Mag. I don't know. We've seen a lot of Darkseer Spectre. Do you like the timing of that with Magnus, or do you want something more active with that Magnus in this game?
This is not bad. If you pick the Spectre, you give Pango a pretty much free lane. Oh no, they can't get Spectre anyway.
Yes, Fury. They pick it up themselves. It stayed unbanned. Team was bound to pick it up, so the Spectre comes out here. Now, Fury, they don't have those global combinations for the Spec. You don't have the Zeus. You don't really have anything highly mobile like an Ember to play with as well. But Spectre's tied in there. How do you like it up against this specific draft? You don't have the Darkseer in your side as Fury. You don't have any of these combos. does the Spectre hold up against this kind of aggressive team fight?
Not a bad Spectre game. It's not great. It's like Spectre is just like it's okay, to be honest. It doesn't. Let's see. It's not bad. It's not great. But Spectre, the hero in itself is pretty hard this meta, so it just wins a lot. Just by being Spectre. I'm still like curious because for Sincerely Fury's lineup, they still have a lot of options with the clock and the Pango, because I still don't know what roles they are. Like the clock can be 4 or 3. The Pango can also be 4 or 3, depending on like the comfort of their players. But they're banning Necro, which is probably one of the bigger Spectre counters, and Riki. So Riki's pretty strong.
Yeah,
just another melee call.
Yeah, you've got the combination with the mag. You've got Tricks of the Trade with Vac, with RP, with Iron Shell as well running around, so that could be annoying. I respect that ban from Fury. They close out with the Mars. So this is fascinating. You've got Mars, Clock, Pango. Who's going where?
Yeah. So Mars has to be a core, right? Because Mars 4 is pretty dog. But the other, you can still flex the other two. It's just, like I said, it's all player comfort.
5 seconds.
I think like Clock pos 4 would be more effective, and Pango pos 3.
Yeah, and the mid Mars in that case for Fury.
Yeah, that's what I assume. Mid Mars versus Magnus.
All right,
I think Pango can mid, right? I'm not sure how well Pango does well against the Magnus.
Pango can mid. Just we saw Buzzkin mid Pango.
Let's not talk about that game. Let's not bring up that game.
So that's the only history I have of seeing it here in the Oceanic League. So you know, still no BKB. They've got their options on the table. I believe the
I'm not gonna
slowly
pull I'm just gonna say no comment about that. Yeah, let's move on.
Alright, so no BKB. Digging into reserve. They've got the Sven if they wanted it. They Bat Rider.
That's a pretty good bat pick. It's the bat's unstoppable at this point. Like no matter who lanes against the bat, they can have a rough time.
Oh yeah.
So bat's gonna have a lot of tempo in this game, and especially Bat Ride Darkseer. That's insane. Like if you see a Bat Ride running you or Surge, like you're getting dragged into the abyss. Like you're not getting seen. Your team's not gonna find you.
That is terrifying. Yeah, it's just gonna hunt you down. So it's a surprising closeout. They do actually go for Baosu Mag, so it looks like that could potentially be our pause 1 Mag with Kusi on our mid bat and Xavier on the offlane Tiny. So they don't really have that core something for the Mag.
I think Xavier's playing pos 4 this game, so Merchant is strictly a pos 3 player.
Oh, okay. So right. Then that still works. Of course, you do prefer the Darkseer off. How do you feel about these matchups going against each other? Like we were expecting a different pos 1. It's going to be a pos 1 Mag. Do you think that's going to affect the timings of no BKB, or this Bat Rider just brings so much to the table that it doesn't matter?
Wait. Dai is their mid player, right? Nova's the offlane player. Right?
Oh.
So that's a mid Pango.
Oh. it's the mid Pango. It's
because I'm pretty sure if you send the Mars mid versus the Bat Rider, he's gonna fucking cry. So I think Pango has an escape at least, so he can Dota lane. Bat Rider is still pretty happy.
Oh yeah.
But I think the Magnus it's gonna be free farm Magnus. It's gonna be free farm Bat Rider. It's gonna be so rough for Fury to win this game.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna be fun. So you do peg it to no BKB. You give them the advantage with this draft. Alright. Fair enough.
Usually I favor the team with the Spectre because of the nature of the hero, but it's free farm Magnus in the safe lane. Bat Rider have a good game. I feel like the tempo is gonna outrun Fury completely.
Alright, I'll hold you on to that. So no BKB looking a bit better. They should be able to overcome that Spectre, and we'll see if they can pull it off. Again, they've got that mid bat, Baosu in an expected, fairly free lane for him, and safe lane Mag. Sincerely Fury, Is this just a standard Spectre game for them? Like, beyond just what no BKB has, do they just try to stall out Roselli here as best as possible and hope the Spectre carries them through the late game?
I feel like the strength of Specs is that he can like kill and do a lot of damage with his ulti, but in this game he can only kill the Grimstroke. And the other 4 don't really care about the Spectre jumping on them. Tiny, too tanky, Battle Rider, too tanky. Mag, probably the tankiest hero in the game. And Darkseid is going to have all those auras. It's just hard. It looks hard for Rain to win. I don't see a clear win condition from them.
Yeah.
But for Daya, it's just send in the bat! Go kidnap someone!
Yeah, it's a lot more straightforward and entertaining for no BKB. I mean, they might wait maybe for some initial farm and Baosu, but you've got the explosive lineup. You've got the Darkseer, you've got the Magnus with the RP, you've got this Tiny that can play aggressive, you know, the early rotations. So I guess all we can do is just wait and see if Sincerely Fury can really hold out here. And there's something up with the guys from Fury. You go over to their side, you just hear the sprays go off. It's just constant spray. It's just graffiti. Just the spray cans. I didn't know you could keep spamming those still.
Yeah, I didn't realize as well. I don't usually have like all the amenities equipped.
Ah, right. Well, that's one way, I guess, to boost morale. I don't see any of the sprays though. Oh, there you are. Chest cap spamming loser, right? Brawny, feeling confident now. The mid lane Pango. We were talking about the precursor of that mid lane Pango. How do you feel about it up against a Bat Rider in this case? Like, not a good time?
Have a good time. Yeah, because like no matter what you do as the Pango, the best thing you can do is save your swashbuckle to escape and get a range creep. But if you get the range creep, that means Bat Rider has options to what's that skill? That W flame break you back. Especially if you have 2 or 3 stacks and you're dead. So you have to save the swashbuckle. Yeah, the entire time. It's just so scary. And even if you swashbuckle, he can catch up. So this Bat Rider just has. It should be overwhelmingly Bat Rider favorite in this lane.
Right. So Dyer's got a lot of work piled on his plate just to keep up there. How about the other lanes? Like we're seeing the dual lane of Darkseer with Grimstroke. You've got, of course, Xavier hanging around for now. We'll see who does end up splitting off. I believe it should be the Grim jumping up and leaving Xavier down here as the pause 4. But it's just so much early damage. Like the best Fury can hope for is defensive play. You think, or do you think they've got potential with a clock support? Like we've seen that really make work. Is that enough to overcome these lanes? So
if they try lane, then maybe they have like kill potential. But if it's excuse me, fucking hiccups. If they dual lane, then the lane is just a wash. Like everything just gets shrugged off. You shrug off the shells, you shrug off the Wyvern damage. Expect the Wyvern and Darkseid Tiny. They can't really do anything to each other. So it's all about the rotations. This game, it looks like rotations and what the clock can do bot, depending on where he's laning. Because like bot, like top is gonna be a farm fest. The max is gonna be farm out of control because there's no pressure in that lane. Clock, I mean, yeah, Cozy's gonna have fun time mid, and bots will see if the trialing is effective at the start, or they're gonna keep it at all. To be honest.
Yeah, then it's already a good start here for no BKB. They managed to snatch the runes away 3-1, and Brawny was trying to go for first blood on Inig. Doesn't manage to really close out the gap in the end. Of course, that does drop Inig very low. He's going to be able to head back to the fountain to reset. And man, these boys at Fury, they love those voice lines, just maximizing that investment in the game.
It's in the game, might as well use it.
Yeah, it's a valid tactic still. You're seeing that early trialing you talked about. They're sticking around. Braun is still here. They've got Battery Assault. They have Arctic Burn as well, but they're just going to shove Savior out. Might want to make a move on Merchant, but he's got the Iron Shots up still. There slows her out. Avalanche.
Try lane.
Well, Merchant dropping low. Brawny dropping even lower. Merchant not going to be able to clean up. They get the first blood on Fury's side. And Brawny's going to be happy wasting that HP just to get that kill. It goes on to Zelly as well. So the bonus gold going to the biggest core, the most important core for Fury. And they're just going to maintain. They're just going to keep running this trial lane. And that aggression you talked about, it's definitely going to be here.
I like what they're doing. This is what it's needed. If, like I said before, if Clock's not here, nothing happens. And Darkseid is happy, Spectre's like sorta happy, but more important is like they're happy. Look at the Tiny and Darkseid are just like they're fine with this. This is the advantage you need. Maybe the Mars, he's gonna wait. I can't say that on stream. Mars is gonna just cop a little damage, but yeah, it's good to have to give Spectre a good lane. This is the hero that's gonna win you the game in this game because the other two are gonna have a hard time.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're continuously applying that pressure. We see Xavier constantly being shoved out. Taking this time a bit to talk about the other matchups. Take a peek at mid. Dire on the Pango up against Cozy Cozy's Bat Rider, and it's already looking a bit good for Cozy Cozy. It's not too far ahead, 8-4. Pango's 7-1, so it's still drawing even. But it feels like as the levels go up, this is just a ticking time bomb here for Dire to deal with. He's pocketing his turret skill point, but you can already see the hesitation to close the gap in terms of just securing these hits. He's forced to just go into his jungle just for a bit from this lane.
Oh, toss back!
Oh, Brawny getting the tower hit, not gonna be enough. They're trying to find punishment. Fury being able to kill off that courier does get Xavier's items out first. They've got even more gold flying out. Can they get the toss on Fury? Avalanche is out. Fury drops low. Toss is there. They get the cleanup. They find that trade from no BKB's side, and well, both sides just looking really keen to keep that aggression up.
It's looking really hard for Radiant right now in the lane phase. Even though they gave that death, like it's a Wyvern, like that's +5, you come back, you give Spectre's items and you just go again. Spam spells over and over. Because like the nature of the Darkseid lane is that it's gonna keep pushing. So yeah, Spectre's pretty happy. Like the lane's not like put back. And he's got like the double Ring of Regen build as well, so he can just sort of shrug off most of the Iron Shell damage.
Yeah, he's pretty much set to maintain that lane. Now, looking to other lanes, the one lane we haven't talked about top. You've got Nova laning up against Baosu on the Magnus, along with Enig hanging around as a support. And taking a look at Nova, he's not doing too
Why
bad.
is he? He is level 4. This offlane's pretty happy. It's because Magnus, it's the nature of the hero as well. Magnus leveling in power naturally pushes the lane. You push the lane into the solo offlaner. The solo offlaner just grabs all the experience. He's pretty happy with that.
Yeah, and you've got Brawny around as well, just getting a battery assault. Gets skewered back. Cops a couple of tower hits, has to be careful. Shockwave out, gets hit as well. There's the Inkswell on top, but the spear! Nova right in time with a hit. Saves his clock.
Timing.
Ooh. And actually, Baosu is dropping really low, is fine. Let's pop the salve. But you can see just how much Fury wants to get done early. Like, having this clockwork switch up, immediately running down the mag, you know these guys just want to try to buy as much of that space as possible, not allow no BKB to get off to a rolling start.
Clock's just trying to get levels right now because he was level 1 like prior to that game, and he doesn't want to stay bot to soak more experience as well.
Yeah.
So he needs to find experience somewhere. He's just sucking off the Mars right now.
Yeah.
Mars is getting way too much in the offlane, so he has like it's a spare XP to like share around.
Yeah, he's off to a pretty darn good start. I mean, you are seeing the last hits start to pull ahead for Baosu, 27-4, but they are running onto Enig. Does pop the Inkswell, shoving him back. They do not manage to get the rune. Enig still manages to clean it up. They miss the spear, but they should be able to find that kill, as Baosu does get to pick up the rune as well. A lot of action across the map.
Both bounties there.
Yeah,
Darkseid died. What the hell?
Yeah, down bot. Just the aggression from the Spectre and from Fury. Probably just the dagger and the slow from Arctic Burn, along with some Splinter Blast. Just, again, just constantly maintaining that control. I think, though, BKB is still going to be happy. Like, they trade... In fact, they grab literally every single rune once more. So just building themselves more of a lead. They maintain a less than 1k net worth lead. And they're just forcing Fury to play hyper-aggressive with this lineup, which... It's somewhat paying off when you're 3-1, but it's also kind of impacting the progression of certain things, so gotta watch out for that. But they've abandoned the bot lane. Like, the Spectre's left alone now. Merchant's just forced into the jungle, Darkseer.
Oh, I don't like this. There's so much experience about that.
Cozy
This needs to be
does find Dire, but they get taken out in the end. That did cost 2 support rotations, so there's that
usually they
effect.
get the kill as well. First.
Yeah. It's a good one for Kosi once more. And they are just forcing these movements. I mean, when you drag these supports out, like the Darkseer solo just doesn't feel like it can take on that lane. Still up top, they get the skewer onto Nova. Is looking fine, and they got stunned by the creeps, unfortunately. No follow-up. Gets Salve off, and Dire's up here now. Just hit 6, wants to commit the roll. Catches an egg once. Gets stuck, catches him again. One more, and should find that kill.
Oh!
You get the Grim. Baus is still alive. They missed the spear. Avalanche toss there, though. Xavier. They do get the skewer back. Baosu now being chased down by Zelly as well. First haunt of the game. Baosu just a bit too fast. Still
Dagger,
healthy.
1 second.
Dagger. No, Magic Wand was there to pad it out. No swashbuckle anytime soon. Now Nova being chased down by Cozy. Does drop low, burns out. Brawny left behind. Toss. Iron Shell. And the Inkswell.
What the hell's happening? It's a party in the Dire jungle at 7 minutes. Everyone's there.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's a lot of commitment. At the least, Zelly manages to work his way back to his bot lane to farm up. But no BKB again finding the better end of that trade, as Cozy's not even done yet. He's just applying a lot of damage
Cozy
onto
could
Fury.
have used 1 to lasso Fury right there, but yeah, just he was trying to bowl it just to be just a bit more efficient. Probably with the free Winter Wyvern kill.
Yeah, still, Sincerely Fury now, they're starting to see themselves slightly behind. Less than 1k lead for no BKB. They've got drums out in Zelly, but they don't have Haunt anytime soon. And aggressive movement. They find Fury out. They still hold on to the lasso. No mana to pop it, but they're going to try to burn Fury down. Drag him down. 3 stacks. Simple right click.
Nice
and
deny on the haste turn. Fury being extremely efficient, knowing that he was going to die anyway. Doing just more extra damage.
yeah, they at least take away that sort of regen spell. Up top, though, Brawny does jump onto Inig. Xavier's around onto Tiny. Avalanche is there. Dire's rolling in. Trying to get the hits off. They get enough damage. Inig does go down. Baozu has the... Oh, RP whiff. Ooh, that's not great. Dire gets to walk out, and the tips flying in as one would do in that situation.
Fury's up here. He's extremely high level as a +5. 5 and 3/4. Yeah.
Yeah, he's... I think those kills down bot definitely helped out, right? Like, they had a couple of kills on the Darkseer. Now they're making chase onto Savior. Arctic Burn slow on top. Brawny's trying to catch up. He's got his Tranquils up for the move speed. Has Battery Assault. Not going to close that gap. They know Magnus is around. They do see Inig. Brawny's still really far forward. Inkswell's up and running. Avalanche, toss, Inkswell, and they should find a simple Brawny kill, but Fury's making this frustrating. Skewer back into the tower just to make sure they find it in the end. And Fury now. We've got Cozy around. So they just want to kill him off. Then trying to make it annoying, but getting burnt out in the end. This is a lot of space that they're buying, mind you, around the map. Like, this is space their Spectre is just getting free farm now, as they keep playing around that top jungle.
Yeah, Fury like pinging out the stacks what they could contest, but there's no one that can do anything to their stacks to deny him, unfortunately. So they're just being there, hovering around way too long, and then the swarm just came in and took him out.
Yeah,
But the Spectre is, like you said, is having a great time. He's got a lot of CS and a bit of kills as well.
yeah,
so
it's
he's
been a
gonna-
fantastic time for Zoe. Oh, first arena, catches Cozy, gets the spear as well. There's the Haunt. They should be able to find this Bat Rider, and they do. So a nice follow-up
Efficiency
haunt.
right there from Zelly. He haunts in, gets the kill, haunts back to farming.
Oh yeah, I love seeing that from Spectres, and the immediate smoke from SF is scanned out. So not going to find any more. No BKB. Understanding it's the time for Fury to be aggressive. Does back off, and it's a really even game. It's 7-7, less than 1k lead still. Who do you think is actually faring better? Because on paper, it looks really even across the board.
I think, oh yeah, it feels pretty even right now. We have to see, because both lineups are slow until mid-game. Like, once the mid-game comes, like, we'll see how much net worth Spec has accumulated, see if he can kill a lot more. But for the mid-game, the Darkseer Bat Rider, it's just too dangerous, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
It's too easy to like I said, kidnap someone, pull them into the abyss, they're gone, shadow realm, you know.
Oh yeah.
The spec gets lassered, you never see him again.
Yeah. You do see Fury starting to clump up top. Dire does have a DD. It's going to fade off, but they've got 3 heroes here. It looks like they might want to force out that tier 1 top in exchange for the tier 1 bot being shoved in by Baosu and Merchant. They're going to try to go for the objective trade. No BKB is going to find the tier 1 first, but Zelly is just safe in the jungle. Again, he doesn't mind. He's working towards his Manta style. The shove up top does commence. It's a full HP tower. None of these 3 heroes particularly push well, so it's going to be a bit of a slog, but as long as you've got the numbers, I suppose this can go relatively quick.
Oh, Xavier is really close to his Blink Dagger. He has quite a lot of farm on the Puzzle Tiny. Good curse from Fury.
Oh, Fury, no, you don't get out like this, do you? He does!
Oh, he gets out!
Oh man, they get the RP onto Dire. They drag him back. The lasso's there as well. So they don't find the Wyvern, but they get the core Pango as a consolation prize. Really good plays from Fury. Doesn't manage to save Dire. And they pay. No BKB still makes that work somehow. As Baosu, with that kill, does pick up his Echo Saber. And our Tiny's very close to that blink. Just 300 gold off. So a lot of timings here from No BKB coming online.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they're gonna hit a really good mid-game timing with this Tiny. The Spectre is still extremely huge. The Mars is in a decent position. He's going the Yule's build. This is like Mars as an offlaner has a lot of mana issues, so this Yule's build just guarantees you a catch. It's good versus the Magnus as well, because you can always, and the Darkseer, because you can always use off the Surge, the Iron Shell, the Empower.
Yeah, it's a lot of value. So you're gonna have that utility on Nova soon. Again, as you mentioned, you're just waiting to hit that mid-game point. No BKB looks set to jump there first, but they're satisfied to just play this farming game as well. Up top, Baosu and Zelly just whacking each other. Zelly doing a lot. Baosu trying to get more. The hook shot from Brawny does catch Baosu. He gets the skewer out into the wave, but there's the haunt. They're trying to find that cleanup. Oh! There's the arena as well. They get Cozy stuck on the cogs and they clean up that mag. Cozy's gone. And just 2 kills like that. They find more. Dire
what are you doing, bro? Like, Baosu is just punching on with the Spectre in front of his tier 1. Expecting there's no rotation to come in. Clockwork and then Mars is saying, Baosu punch the Spectre, I gotta protect your boy. Drop some spells, and both cores dying and the support. That's a disaster for the Dire right now. Spectre just gets even bigger now.
Yeah, it's just massive. Like, the Spectre and the Mag were really close a while ago, just within 50, 100 gold. Now you've got Zelly way far ahead, 800 gold above. They get to shove down the mid lane. Of course, you are going to get the TP rotations to defend that. Baosu going to be standing in front again. Does have the RP, Fury in front line. Nice Winter's Curse to hold him back for now. Get the spear onto Cozy as well to prevent any chase. And they go back.
Yes, it's fine.
Yeah, they
it's
hold
not
back.
Like, there's not going to be any aggressions until Tiny forces something. And he does force something. Okay, so now we know we have no curse, we have no haunt. Mars ulti should be up soon. Clock should be up as well because of the new cooldown changes. They want to kill Spectre. This is the biggest kill.
That it is. They're lining up. They've got info now. Zelly! No, going for the bounty rune costs him his life. Is going to slowly tick away. The damage is not as much as you'd expect, but they eventually find the kill. And that's the big one. They managed to take Zelly. I don't know if that's a tip though, but they find Zelly in exchange for the mag earlier, so it kind of compensates. And
quite unfortunate for Zelly there. He had a scan as well. If he just scanned and ran, if he saw it red, he could just ran. But that's just like a small thing just to improve on.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Still. That is a lot of time for our mag to just sit back. Baosu was clearing out like a tree stack of ancients. So he's just about 300, 400 gold from his blink on the mag. Then you're going to have that blink RP potential. The big team fights can start breaking out. You've got the level and wall from Merchant and the Darkseer. So the RP, wall, vac is ready to go. They just need a little bit more time. And they can force it out. Fury's got to be a bit cautious. Like, Zelly's still looking good. They're still sort of constrained by Haunt. And the rest of the heroes actually haven't played aggressive. Like, you've got potential with a Clock and a Pango, but for the most part, it feels like Fury's been really waiting around their Spectre Haunt.
Yeah. They need to, like, I think, like, Spectre is the only way they can get a lot of kills. That's why waiting for the Haunt is fine. It might just, like, you might feel a bit of pressure because Mag inbuilt Bell Fury, he farms quite fast. But you have to play to your strengths this game, because if you give a bit, you're just gonna take a lot from the Radiant.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Still, they catch out Baosu. Arena to drop. Spear catches as well. There's the hot Zelly's looking for. And Baosu just getting caught in a really bad spot. Tries to skewer back. Not going to be enough. Zelly hits like a machine gun. Cleans up. Big kill for free. Going away
Another kill on the high net worth hero. Again, the Baosu overextending a bit. First at top, just hitting his spec for no reason. Now way too far at bottom as well.
Yeah, these are spots where no BKB doesn't really have vision. So he's in really aggressive farming areas, overextending and getting punished. No BKB. They're still slightly ahead in net worth, but you are feeding tilts to Zelly. You know, he's making great use of these drum charges. And that was literally right as Haunt got off cooldown. Now you see Fury, they're ready to smoke up. They've got their other ults ready. They're gonna find more.
Smoking without Arena, but they do have the Yule's catch to guarantee stun. It's pretty spooky. The smoke breaks under wood, so they know everyone's positioning themselves correctly. Problem is, Merchant has no mana for this brawl if they choose to fight. He's getting mangoed, just in case. But nothing's happening. Both teams, like, Dire is pretty keen on holding his mid tower, and Fury tried to smoke to get an opening to take the mid tower, but since the smoke broke, nothing's happening. Everyone's back to farming. Fury's waiting for the Spectre ult to come back online, and then they can just go again.
Yeah, it feels, man, time feels like it flies by. It's just a minute off until the Haunt's up, so not too long to wait. No BKB, they're trying to shove in mid. They're positioned around the tower. Xavier, he's got that blink. X-Spell on. Avalanche toss onto Fury, and he's gone. The arena's up. Nova misses the spear. And they're gonna have to walk out. Zelly looking for an opening. They get the lasso off onto Brawny in the back, in the front. Drag that clock back, and the hookshot's on. They still manage to catch a Tiny, but the leash on Dire preventing the roll. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Are they gonna be able to find more? Buybacks were forced out. Looking to target up the high ground. They don't have Arena. Baosu hanging around here though. Splinter Blast.
Again, Baosu, he gets out. He didn't get used this time, and there's no Mars ulti, so he should be okay.
Yeah, he's on the edge, but no BKB. This is an interesting time for them. They don't have a wall. They do have RP, and Baosu has Blink. So there are options there for the defense on the tier 1 if Fury does force a fight out. I mean, again, they forced a buyback on Explosive Fury on that Winter Wyvern, so they might feel the need to make something happen. But no, they're gonna go back. They're gonna farm up. And they've got Haunt. Zelly's ready to go again. Maybe they just need to wait out for a little bit more of a clump up.
Yeah, Spec and Mag feel like they've been clashing, like in the lanes they want to be farming. I just see them together all the time.
So, Avalanche
Maybe catching Fury?
Yeah, onto Fury. Not enough to burst him down just yet, but he's got help from Baosu. The skewer's there. They kill out Fury.
The Echo Saber.
Zeldy. Cozy's got his target. Doesn't quite blink to commit. Oh, there's that Iron Shell and the blink committal. They catch out the Spec. Oh my god!
Oh my god,
That is
where
disgusting. That is disgusting. They get the Haunt off, manages to escape. Not enough! Yeah, beautiful Arena though, into the roll! They've caught everyone, they're all dropping low, they're falling apart! They're just getting torn up. Baosu in the middle of all of it, still has the RP. What's he gonna do? He pops it, doesn't do anything, gets speared, and... Oh, he is gone. No.
Oh, that's some beautiful Dota right there. 5-man Mars ulti into Pangolin roll. What was the plan there? Holy crap.
Oh yeah, that looked good when you saw that combination with the Darks here. You know, that long range kidnapping, that was just, that scared me. You know, that is just stuff of nightmares. But Nova and Dire in the right spot at the right time, finding the big kills. Good god, like that was just the perfect spot. And to top it all off, at the end of that, Nova was stuck in the cliff. So he couldn't ask for more memes to come out there. But that gives Fury, for the first time, the first significant lead. 2k advantage, still not huge, but it's definitely noticeable as Zelly is just ready to go. Again, every time. Which is set and Merchant. Brawny caught out, silent stop. They do spear back. But they've got the Winter's Curse on Cozy. They get the leash onto 2. There's the wall as well. They're trying to find more. Drag back onto Fury. They might be able to find Dire, but there's the arena coming back online to get the spear onto Baosu. And they just disengage. Dire is still really low. Oh, not enough to burn him down. Fury
It's a
though,
mad
left
cow, run
behind.
Fury!
And Fury's gone. He couldn't. He tried to fly. He's taken out. The rest of the team going off though. And that's a massive commitment there from No BKB. They had to pop the wall to stop that, and they do lose their tier 1 in the end. They're trying to go for the trade.
That could have been
And
a
they
lot
do
worse.
understand.
I think Bad Rider had a couple of seconds, like 2 or 3 seconds before he had lasso, so he couldn't lasso the soulbind.
Oh
So
yeah.
they got pretty lucky there.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame still. Just a lot of poking and prodding now from both sides, and still it stays really even. I mean, you just lost the tier 1 mid on the Dire, you lose it in Radiant as well. They're keeping it really even in terms of map control so far. And they're just playing along timings. Like, the timings on both sides have been perfect. I'd say Fury has been more on point because they timed themselves around Haunt, which is back up. So this could be another moment for Fury to go hunting and have Zelly pop in out of nowhere. Although, on top of Baosu and Merchant, Zelly, awkward spot, has to walk out.
Right now, Dai needs to wait for Magnus to BKB so he doesn't get like all the spells dropped on him right now. That's the big timing. Because Tiny wants to go. Tiny wants to fight something, but the BKB is really close. Mag farms in like under a minute if he finds like the right camps.
Yeah, he's really close. Gonna have to wait for that. You're also seeing a BKB from Kosi coming out next. He's trying to save up. A bit further out for him though. So not quite gonna line up with a BKB and a mag. But yeah, they're holding out well. They've got their ults up. Just need to be cautious because you take a look at Fury. They're smoked up again. They're just always on the aggressive. Gonna go hunting into the Dire jungle.
Usually Bad Riders just go travels into BKB so you can brawl. You hit like really good timing.
Baosu
Because the
moves
opposite blink
off.
just to get the soul bind.
Spear up as well onto Baosu. Arena drop. Nice hook shot onto Brawny. There's that haunt. They're going to take 2 out off the bat. And Kosi as well. He jumped in. He's going to be left behind. Does he have enough speed? Spear not latching. But they want to go more. Zelly diving really deep. There's a beautiful vac wall onto 4. Lots of damage flying in. But Brawny with the flare kill. And oh, a beautiful Winter's Curse onto Xavier. Are they going to follow up for more? Dire jumps in. They do have the damage. They get the spear off onto the cliff wall. They find 4. Just like that. 1 by 1. Fury executing no BKB.
So I mean, where's Bowser's BKB? He's dying too much. If he had the BKB dead, that's a completely different fight. The moment they take out the Magnus, everything just crumbles.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Magnus
And
provides so much, but he's so far behind now. Especially, like, I don't know. Magnus has some power, but he's behind the Pangolier and behind the Spectre at this point. It's just not looking good for the BKB right now.
no, it's not. And they are living up to their team name. To be fair, there is no BKB. Still, yeah, it's something right now. Like, we've been talking about this blink timing in the Tiny. It doesn't feel like no BKB has been in any position to be aggressive with it. Like, it's always been Fury. It's always been them smoking up when Zelly's got Haunt. And that's gonna happen in another minute. Like, what's gonna change from a minute from now? Well, there's the BKB from Baosu. Is that enough to fight into that Haunt play again?
It's something. I think like it will let Baosu hit, which will do a lot of damage. But I didn't realize that this Pangolier had Aghanims in that fight, dishing out quite a lot of damage with that roll plus the 15 talent.
Oh yeah, I was wondering why. Really early Ag, still have the smoke out. No BKB trying to hunt. Got that Surge and Cozy.
Is under attack.
Really good high ground spot for Sincerely Fury. They're going to break it. They break it onto Baosu. They do manage to catch out 1. That is her clock.
Lasso?
Get the lasso onto Dire. The spear back though onto Cozy. No double lasso because the leash came out late. They're gonna lose Cozy if you're not careful. There's a roll. Manages to get it off before the avalanche. Bumps into one. Can they clean up? Zeldy trying to come in. They get Cozy in the end. Inig and Merchant left in the middle. The BKB from Bowser being popped. He still holds on to the RP. Not really doing enough damage as his team falls apart behind him. The RP finally flies out. They're trying to get the damage out. Skewer back as well. There's the haunt from Zeldy. They're still melting. Bowser, he's getting bashed up from that dasher. Gets taken out. Xavier as well. Merchant has to run. He finds the regen, but he's used. And he's going to be taken out. Just like that. Oh no. Full team wipe going the way of Fury. And no
That
BKB.
Team fight was very well played from Fury there.
Oh
It's like they just kept kiting. They threw the Mars ulti, Batright died instantly, and everything else was just like kiting. They were all spread. There was no good RP opportunity. Like it felt like Dire were just waiting for that 3-man RP, that 3-man back wall, but Fury is just everywhere. You could only get 2 maximum the entire time.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just like really good positioning.
I think a big part of that was that they forced the fight after they catch Brony up in the back. Like they got the clock, but at that point Fury, you saw them group up in the high ground. They knew what was happening and they missed a window there. The Aegis goes onto Fury. So you've got 2 lives in Zelly. He's going to have his Abyssal at a really good time. Just about 900 gold away. So you're going to have a Spec at level 20 by the time that's up with an Abyssal. How do you hold the Spectre down at this point? Like, what does no BKB need now to reel this lead back in?
The Spectres looks unstoppable at this point. He's been like the highest net worth at 5 minutes, and now it's 28 minutes and still has net worth. Like Spectre is supposed to be like a slow hero, but he's getting everything this game.
Yeah,
He's like getting way too much.
Zelly doesn't make it look slow, and the progression from no BKB. I mean, we've seen the BKB in Bowsu. It's just not enough. He's going for the Daedalus next, so we're looking at more damage at the bot lane though. Inig is caught out on a Warden run. Tries to force Staff out, and Swell's not been saved. And you sacrifice that support.
Just the classic +5 trying to put some deep wards, runs into someone, and you're dead. He saved a lot from Fury as well when he's playing his +5. But this time, something like right now.
He's right there in front. Does yields up, has a cold embrace. They do back wall onto Bronny, who misses his hook shot, but doesn't matter. Arena doesn't catch anyone as well. And Dire's just trying to roll in. They do clean up Fury in the back. Dire's still trying to find something by himself. Does swashbuckle down, but there's Xavier with the toss and the avalanche. There's the haunt. Zellyflish ready to go in. They do manage to take Cozy down. Bowser pops his BKB early. Does have the RP. He's not popping it, and he's all alone. He can't do anything.
He's gonna die anyway.
Oh no. Gets taken out. Ine just watches his cores fall. Nova dropping in front. Gets the Yules. There's the spear. There's another one dead on the floor. And that is the great escape for Darkseer as Zelly.
Okay, how did Dire win that team fight? Because the start of the fight looked so easy because Fury's... Oh, all the spellcasting for Fury. They missed the clock hook. They missed the Mars ulti. The curse was on 3 neutrals and 1 hero. Oh. And they still lose the team fight.
Oh no! The Darkseer Merchant, he still got caught out. They spotted him out. He's gone.
It's
a full team fight. It's still a full team wipe from Zelly. This is not a slow Spectre game. We are 30 minutes in. He's at level 22, has a level 20 talent, has the Abyssal, no BKB.
Yeah, this Spectre is huge. I don't see Spectre dying even under an RP anymore.
No. I mean, what's the solution now for no BKB? How do you stop the momentum from... That was a best case scenario where pretty much all the spells miss. Oh,
yeah,
Xavier?
They still lost the team fight.
Xavier, you just can't stand in the creep wave anymore. Gets Abyssal, being forced out. Oh, there's the leash but the arena's dropped. No spear just yet. They are trying to whack in. There is an RP, but the Winter's Curse to buy some time. Bowser still holds on to that RP. Are they going to try to go for anything? Skewer back doesn't catch Fury, and they don't even manage to clean him up in time. Still the wall's down. RP onto tree. Can they clean up? Ronnie's dropping low. They've got the lasso in one, but Zelly's just ready to stand. He still has the Aegis.
Zelly doesn't care at all.
Yeah, Dire.
54
just-
damage reduction on Pango.
It's not enough. Zelly still
got another
okay.
one.
Oh, they do manage to get the Aegis at least, but you've got Nova jumping back in. He's fairly low.
Can they
Zelly
kill him
live
twice?
through? Can they? Zelly's gonna be running off. So they find Tree. They're gonna find 4. That's the best fight for no BKB so far.
Yeah.
But they still have a bit of a deficit. 10k still behind. If they can keep finding these kinds of openings and forcing Fury in an awkward spot, I suppose that's one way to bounce back in.
Now for the old
Because they didn't, because Fury didn't get the Instacane one. The Pango, yeah, no one died from the beginning except for the tiny pull back. So no one got busted in all the spellcasting there. So the Greaves paying off, and like the damage, the DOT from Bat Rider, the shells, they pay off as well in the end. Just
So
overextending way too much.
yeah, just a bit of overconfidence there for Fury.
Radiant's top tower is
Still no BKB. They're trying to find more on the map. They're trying to take some objectives. Baosu is still saving up for his Daedalus. Our Cozy does have his fresh BKB. He hasn't popped. So we do have that spell immunity ready in the Bat Rider. And of course, all the durability items on Merchant. I mean, those Guardian Greaves you mentioned, doing wonderful work. Completed. Pipe now going to add on top of that. And Fury has to be a bit cautious. Because again, these guys are all fairly tanky. Magnus is a really tanky hero. Darkseer as well, of course. So, just got to be cautious. But Fury, this is the time when they want to play. They've got Haunt ready. They might just be looking for another opening as they do smoke up.
Here, just looking for a fight. The Spectre is still huge. He also survived that team fight, so that gives him an option to like buy out his butterfly for this fight. And once he has the butterfly, he'll be dropping like flies.
Oh,
I'm only worried about the Darkseer illusion on the Spectre. You go the Horn.
They do Abyssal up Baosu in the backline and they catch an egg. Does only get the leash on 1. Baosu still lives through it. There is a lasso off onto Fury, but it's not enough. Back wall onto 2, and Dire is stuck in a really awkward spot. But the Winter's Curse to keep Cozy locked in. They force a buyback from an egg. Cozy trying to run off. Brawny on the chase. Avalanche toss. Not quite doing enough on Brawny, as they should be able to get Brawny out. He is still dropping low. There's the Cold Embrace. The fight still breaking off in the back. Baosu low, but trying to find an opening. Doesn't get taken out just yet. He managed to clean up the Mars. Zelly just not having that same presence he had earlier. Are forced to play a bit more cautious. Cozy now trying to chase Fury down. Really wants that Winter Wyvern. Finds it in the end. We get the toss off onto Dire. Doesn't have a roll. And big RP! Finds 2, finds Zelly. They take out the Spec. And from a 10k deficit down to 4. No BKB. It looks like they're back.
Wow. Okay, they're just taking the fights are way too long. Like they started really weird. They went on different targets when Spectre haunted in. Spectre and Mars went on Baosu, and he lived because only 2 of them went on him, and his teammates just got caught on the side. So no one died again, and like the sustainability with the Greaves, the pipe, the long-term team fight from the Bat Rider, it's just way too much right now. They need to kill someone. It looks like on the Radiant, but that's just on targeting at this point.
Yeah. So you'd say it's a damage issue or just a focus issue right now from Fury?
Focus issue for all. They have the damage. It's pretty easy to kill, but they just need to focus one guy. Because even Muzzle and then just like Spec Haunt on top of him, that guy's dead. With like one extra spell.
Winter's Curse onto Cozy on the high ground defense. They've lost their tier 3. They don't really find enough damage to kill Cozy off, and no BKB. They know there are no buybacks. They just keep forcing the tower in. Still, hookshot on to our Bat Rider. Not enough as they BKB.
How's the TP? He's setting up his entire team to get running right now for TPing right there.
Oh,
Total barely get out.
They managed to get that great escape off, and when they got the tier 3, they couldn't get enough damage on that melee Rax. But
Like the moment Bowser TP, you can see the fear in everyone of his teammates' eyes. He's like, "Oh, run! It's just the run, because that's your biggest hero. Just decide to, oh yeah, I'm out of here. Peace. Good luck, have fun.
Yeah.
And then the remaining team, you saw it. They just charged at them, which is the right play.
Yeah, it's rather strange, but they got to bail out in the end. Baozu finishes up his Daedalus. So there's that damage on Magnus now. They get a scan out on the Dire side. No Roche though. So a bit of bait still. BKB's pop. Nova trying to get the arena onto Kosi. They do get the lasso off onto Fury. They're going to be able to find a skill. But to jump in, Zelly jumping backline, trying to get Nig. Doesn't find that kill just yet. Gets it cleaned up in the end. So a support's for a support. No buyback on Nig. They're going to be melting down Kosi. There's the wall. Trying to drag people in. And there's the RP. Baozu catching 3. AoE damage flying in. Zelly is very low. Bronny trying to stall it out as much as possible. Dire not doing enough damage. They're trying to shove him back, but back into the wall, and Dire doesn't manage to last through the damage. Zelly trying to run in and get some damage.
Oh,
but
the
gets
trick illusion here as
back.
well.
Oh no! Oh god! Yeah, that.
Oh my lord, what's happening?
Oh, and Nova, last person standing, being chased down. There's the avalanche. Xavier on the chase. Yuled up, but got the toss on Merchant. Keeping Nova in, preventing the blink. Force the BKB and the TP home. And again, another scrappy fight coming out for Fury. They lost Zelly, no BKB. They're going to go back to the high ground or at least get a shove going.
You can't initiate Mars on a BKB unit because if it's BKB you spear. So he dropped the arena, that just tells Cozy use the BKB because it's worth it. They dropped the arena. So the fight started off really weird. The Horn came in and they couldn't kill anything because no one's locked down. And yeah, Fury just died instantly in that fight as well. And then they they kept fighting under the wall. The wall was so strong because Baozu just got a 3-man AP? It was 3-man AP.
Oh yeah. Just
look really hot there.
Info. They got the lasso off onto Nova as well. They're finding more. Or Mars trying to use himself. Oh, so nice Winter's Curse though. Not gonna be enough to clean up, but they get the arena fall. Bronny also catching the backline in Nig. Might be able to find a clockwork for the trouble.
Spag's coming up in 10 seconds with Horn. Let's see what we can do.
No BKB, they immediately smoke up. They're running back in. They're trying to find more to catch out. Dire does have to pop right through the wall. Is still draining down. Can he get the dead? There's the haunt in. Zelly trying to find Baozu. Does get him out. So they get the big kill now on Fury's end. They're chasing for more. Zelly chasing down Xavier, not really catching him out. They did find an egg in the back line. And Zelly's just not quite speedy enough to really catch him. Still Xavier. Can be it. There's the Yules. Can Nova close the gap? Get a spear off? No. Another Yules. There's the spear on 1-3. And they managed to catch him out. Focus him down. No stuns. There's the heal coming out from Merchant. They're trying to force something out. There's the arena. Not doing much as they're forced to run back from the buyback. There's RP onto 2. Catches them out. Zelly and Dire not living long enough. And Zelly just going to try to man fight. Nova's around to help him out. But there's the lasso. Spectre just burning him from the flames. And Nova going to pay for his sins and trying to help. Mars can learn what war is all about as he is cleaned up as well. No BKB. Did have to buy back and Baozu. But they do win out. 4 for 2 in the end. And they go back into the Roche pit. Like they were doing this at first before the fights broke out. They are aware of that clockwork. But this second life is going to help. Baozu's still alive anyway after committing that buyback. They're going to have that leeway now. And Fury, what's going on here? What's messing
I don't
up?
know what's going on at all. They're just being cleaned in teamfights. Like the teamfights are lasting way too long. Like these are like 2-minute teamfights. The one at top transition to the one at mid.
Just way too long and still. Bronny being
Yeah,
caught
with
out.
Song, there's gonna be like 10 surges. There's gonna be 3 Greaves. Like Fury doesn't have a teamfight items. That's why the die is getting so much done.
Yeah, they take out Bronny. They find Fury. So 2 kills across the map. That's everyone
That's a team
down.
up across the map. Yeah.
Yeah, that's everyone down. They can start shoving in. They've got Aegis and Cheese. They're going to have Abyssal and Baozu relatively soon. They're finding the tier 4 items. on demand as well for Baozu. So they've got everything they could want here on no BKB. And after a rough start, they turned it around. If you look at Dota Plus, that was about 90% for Sincerely Fury at like 32 minutes in. It was 90% their match. Now it's 63% the way of no BKB. Just that big of swing. Those melee racks not going to last long. They've got Haunt. You need to wait for the rest of your team if they want to clean up. Fortunately,
AoE surge as well.
Oh,
That's
man.
scary.
Yeah, that's hell. It's just sickening. Race cars for everyone. And the sound it makes as well is
spooky.
disgusting. Yeah, look at
it's
Creepway
spooky.
just running.
You even see a Magnus running at me, 4,000 HP,
Oh god.
500 damage per hit, Surge Iron Shell. It's
Oh.
just pray at that point. Pray he
pretty
misses an
much.
RP.
That's all you can hope for. As Baozu, he's got his Abyssal. So he's tankier, he's got the stun, he's got the control, he's got the man fight. I mean, what do you do now if you're Fear? What do you build up? What kind of timing
What
do
do
you
we
look for
need?
now?
We need a big curse. I don't think the curse is enough. What do we need? Because like Spectre hasn't got an item in a while. They lost like 4 team fights in a row. I don't know what's happening. They had, I think it was like 10k lead. Now it's like 10k the other way. Here's the smoke. Mars is like transitioning as well. He's getting some damage, which is good for scaling. Is he tiny? No, there's no wood there.
Yeah, they're-
Like, walked up high ground. They want to fight. Like the Pangolier, I feel like the Pangolier hasn't bought an item in the last like 4 team fights as well. He's
Oh,
just
yeah.
dying.
They've been stuck there. Still, they find
Baozu?
Baozu.
Yules?
No, there's a Yules.
Yes, BKB?
In time. No, he doesn't. There's the Haunt on top. They're gonna chase down. They've isolated Kosi on the cliff. They should be able to take Baozu out. That is Aegis. It's gonna be back up, trying to find more in this downtime. Kozi's still alive. Inig barely living as well. Baozu just looking for an opportunity to come in. There's the roll though. RP onto one,
Hey?
just onto Zelly. Can he take him out in time? That is a very healthy spec. Still not many people dropping. Xavier being isolated now. The Clockwork just being left behind in the cogs. They get the Hex off into Zelly. They're still trying. Fury going to be blown up in the end. And Zelly now isolated. This should be it. Spectre going down. Skewer back. Avalanche as well. Zelly just trying his best to go around. Now those dispersion hits are big. No! You
Get out there!
He got home. The one who got away was Zellyfish. As no BKB. It looked wonky. We're seeing that Fury still has some fight in them. They did manage to force a buyback out, but no BKB. I'm sure they're glad. They know Haunt's down. And look at this. They've got even more of their tier 4 items up. They're looking healthy. They're going on to the tier 2s. Nope, they're just diving for Zelly. They see blood. Dire got the roll off. They're popping their BKBs. Do they have enough to control that spec? Doesn't look like it. Xavier forces BKB and kind of just back off. Is really low. Should be taken out. Spectre Dagger does take him. So a bit keen. Yeah, a bit keen from no BKB to jump that deep. And Fury does find punishment at least.
Oh man, these team fights are back and forth. There's so much action. Like I don't know who's winning the team fights. It's just a lot of crap on my screen. It's making me lag right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of effects. It's a lot of particle effects for sure. So we'll I mean it's such a big it almost feels like a coin flip because we've seen it go back and forth between multiple times. Here's another smoke from Fury. He's trying to get some further vision out. They do have Haunt. There's the arena. They don't manage to clip Baozu this time, but they jump in egg. They get the Abyssal off onto the Spec to stop that. Winter's Curse onto Baozu, stalling this out though. But they got the lasso onto the Winter Wyvern, still trying to slash in. Latching onto 2. There's the wall, no back. The Spectre being held down. Those illusions hit way too hard. Still trying to get the control. Baozu forced up in his base. He can't get down there. So there's no damage for Zellian. Baozu gets
buyback.
blown. No buyback in his own high ground. Dire getting the work done. Forces staffs down. Is stunned. They're going to have to sacrifice 2 heroes for that, but they save Zelly for now. Zelly? No, he's cleaned up as well. No buyback in their Spectre on top of that. Who's going to win out in the end? Bronny, way too low. Vac, onto Nova. Yule stop. He's just flying in the air. Can we follow this one up? Arena dropped again, but he's dead. Full team wipe. Going
Again?
out. Yeah, Fury cleaned up. No BKB. Winning out. They just don't have a buyback on Baosu. But, you know, when you get a full wipe like that, I suppose you're fine with the state of the game. Like, they're 1 racks up. They can't quite siege high ground without their Magnus. So, objectives are not going to be coming out. But they build up their lead. 17k lead now on the side of no BKB. And Fury, what's going on? Like, is it still a targeting issue? Is it something else at this point? Is it just a big network gap? We talked about item progression stalling out. Is that it?
I don't know what's happening anymore. It's just it's just going. We're not committing on one guy, and if they commit to one guy, like Darkseid just cleans up as well. I feel like with Furious being pulled apart in the team fight. I don't see a clear win condition anymore for Radiant. Maybe they have to wait for. I don't know. It was well played for that fight. How Baosu covered the Grim Streak and kept him alive from the getting insta-killed by Abyssal Spectre. But like Cozy's having a field day right now. What's this curse?
Yeah, they got the curse on Merchant. They're trying to get some pickoffs. Zeldy does haunt in. Should be able to find a Darks here, but the Naeg just gonna TP home. They don't manage to get the stun out in time. And that is it. That is our haunt. So it's gonna be a while again until Zeldy's ready to go. They do manage to find one. That is one with buyback. And that's all. That's all she wrote. So another bit of a waiting game for Fury. Looks like the Roche might be the next objective that no BKB sets their eyes on. That should be plus a Ags or a refresh. As Fury, they're trying to check out Ronnie in that jungle. Nah, not gonna be able to force anything out.
You look on the items on Radiant still. Like Spectre had these items 15-20 minutes ago. If you look at Pangolier, he just picked up MKB in the last like 25 minutes.
Yeah,
I don't know what's happening. We're just losing team fights. That's why. I'm pretty
falling
sure they lost the past 4 team fights. It's all just team wiped.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it's been challenging for Sincerely Fury. They've been trying to pad this out. Like Zelly does have the Witless Shaco on himself on spec, so he's trying to disperse as much damage out. Doesn't feel like it's enough. And even if you get this additional padding from the Scotty, maybe you slow down the regen in one hero. I don't know if that's really gonna fix all of your issues. I suppose we'll find out soon. Roche is gonna be up in 10. Both teams are playing around this mid area, trying to shove their waves in. And that's gonna be a really early Roche relative to the timer. Let's see if no BKB manages to spot it, because Fury's been pretty disciplined about keeping eyes on it. So, yeah, Cozy at the right time. Knows the Roche is up. They're smoked up as well, no BKB. So they can try to make a play here. If they wanted to, but Fury's also kind of starting to reel it in, right? They're clumping up together, they're not straggling off. We're at the point in the game where it gets really, you know, on the flip of a coin. 42-42, 13k lead. Got the MKB on Baosu. So again, he's hitting even faster now, which is always what you want in the Magnus.
That's a lot of damage on the Mag. He's pretty spiky right now, the Magnus.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking at his battle right. He's got Octarine, he's got this CDR. It's Perma Firefly. This guy's having a fun game.
Oh yeah, like that is the point you love to hit as the bat with the Octarine. Just never stop flying.
Yeah, and like the team fights are lasting so long. Like Battle just has so much effectiveness at this point in the game.
Yeah, it's just that presence of the damage. You do see Baosu starting on that Roche. That is a Roche with the Ag's Blessing. Let's see who they do prioritize for that. Whether or not it's going to be the parallel, the lower vac cooldowns, or if they're going to want to just get the Dark Portrait Inkswell, or heck, even the Tree Volley on Zay.
Ronnie's face shaking it. He sees the Roche.
Ronnie packs up, gets a Thistle. There's a nice Winter's Curse though. onto 2. There's the Hunt as
On
well.
Doctor?
Shotgun, not quite enough, but they are going to be able to blow
Doctor?
Merchant down.
Insta-kill?
Oh, yeah, they're getting Baosu as well. 2 down immediately. They didn't manage to get the wall or the RP off. Immediate buyback from Baosu. They're going to want to turn this. They
Wait.
don't want to give a rush off.
Where's the basketball back? Oh, he doesn't have enough money.
Doesn't
Basketball
have it.
back. We want to contest the rush for this.
Yeah,
That's a
still
really good
going
kill.
in.
Killing Doxy is very important.
Yeah, no back, no wall, no sustain. Zelly's just going in. Baosu does have the blink RP, but they're playing cautiously. Just waiting, just baiting. Roche dropping low. Kosi now taking that spot in the pit. Hook shot from Brawny misses. Trying to force someone back. Kosi does get pistoled up. RP onto 2. Baosu catching the big ones. Doesn't really have the damage. Trying to clear out Fury at the back. Laish into 2. Lasso onto 1. They are dragging back the Mars, but not really doing enough damage. Baosu now, he bought back. If he dies here, that's going to be a massive loss, and he's gone.
Back mouth. Wow.
Just a buyback like that over the Roche that they don't even find. As Fury suddenly back in the game with those kills. Gets the Roche with the Ags upgrade, Aegis and Cheese. And suddenly you are very happy on the side of Fury. And now it's a less than 1k lead for them. And they know I'm not sure anymore. You know, it's back and forth. No BKB. They throw their heads against the wall.
Yeah. I just realized something. Where's Magnus's fucking Silver Edge against Spectre? Isn't that the natural item? Attack speed? Echo Saber?
Yeah. They don't have that break. So Zelly still gets all
sold
that
his
break.
Echo Saber for what?
Oh no, up top as well, Miracle being caught up in the arena. He's going to be taken out. Does he have buyback in the second life? He refreshed to nothing. There's the Haunt onto 1. They're finding everyone. No BKB. They've got nothing left. That should be it. The 1 left, Kosi the only man standing, and they call the GG. No BKB. Looked good. It looked like they might have been able to get something done. But just a few bad fights at the end. They couldn't stand up. Fury clean sweeping it back their way, and my god, what a game 1 that was, Tekla.
Wow, there was a lot of action in that game for sure. Wow, it's just like I think the big problem is I'm pretty sure Mag should have a Silver Edge. You had the Echo Saber at the start. You're versing a Spectre. You upgrade the Echo Saber into Silver Edge. It's a natural. You get the attack speed. You get the initiation, and also that's like a big error. The other big error was like Darkseid not having buyback for the last 2 fights. He bought a refresher, and just looks like they just got cleaned.
Oh man. Alright,
well... It was just like a lot of throws that game, yeah.
It was a lot of back and forth. If you take a look at that graph, look at the win probability. It just swings all over the place. And the net worth and everything just going around.
That's a fun roller coaster. I'll take a ride on that. It was Disney.
Well, that was still game 1. We've got another one coming in for Sincerely Fury up against No BKB. A really exciting one. It's John Xfire here with Tekor. Stick around for game number 2 in a short while.
It is Radiant's ban. It is Dire's ban. Radiant's turn to ban.
All right, we're back in here for the second game of the second series of tonight. The last series as well, of Sincerely Fury up against No BKB. It's John Xfire joined by Mr. Tekor. Tekor, how are you doing? How do you feel after that game one?
Oh, action-packed game, like 100 kills in 50 minutes. That's 2 kills a minute. That's quite a lot of spice flying everywhere. I love it.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of back and forth between both of these teams. And it looks like we're in for a bit of a shakeup. No BKB, they've got the Winter Wyvern once more, but Fury this time start off with a Phoenix. And you've got the Clockwork and Pango band out, so it looks like something else in mind here for both teams. Rather interesting that the Magnus was just completely left in pool. They do take care of the Darks here, so Fury doesn't want to have to deal with it again. But what else do you think needs to shake up? Like, what does No BKB need to hammer in to take a game away from Fury?
Let's see. I think just play normally. I think that game was looked okay. They brought it back really well, and then late game team fights. I just don't know. There was just so much stuff happening, as in like so many errors, like big errors, like positioning wise and just spellcasting wise at the end that just took the game away from the BKB.
Yeah, it really did. Like, again, it was a lot of back and forth for both sides. It looked like it could have been anyone's game, but in the end, sincerely Fury pull out. No BKB. They're going back for more team fight. They've got the Winter Wyvern. This time, they've got the Sand King on top. Now, we've seen a little bit of the Sand King here and there. It's not been the most popular hero, but it has seen a slight resurgence as Fury, they take the Void Spirit, so much more in line with what we're used to seeing. But how do you feel about the Sand King in this meta? Like, a lot of teams are trying it out. How do you feel about its performance so far?
Yeah, it feels like just slightly above average, Sand King. Sand King, I think like in this situation, they're picking Sand King early because of Merchant's hero pool. It's one of the heroes he plays very well, especially like Enigma. They got banned, and because Sand King got banned first phase last game as well, they're just picking him now, or it's gonna get banned second phase for sure.
All right, so it's just a comfort pick coming out for Merchant. It kind of ties in nicely enough with Winter Wyvern. The offlane experience, at least, it's got presence. As you said, it's average, so it's not bad. It's definitely in there still. Fury with a Void Spirit. I think that one, I mean, we've seen so many impactful Void Spirit plays. I think just letting that hero slide in, it's been a bit surprising, because with the shortened first ban phase, right? Like, there's only so much you can let through, stop from coming in. So heroes like this can pop in. And surprisingly enough, you know, the Spectre's still in the pool as well, and that's been really solid. We'll see whether or not no BKB kind of wants to take it out here, but you reckon either of these teams let that hero through this time?
The Spectre? The team with the Spectre just has such a easy execution. I always favored the Spectre, except for last game. I think. But Spectre had such a good start, that's why. Spectre had a worse start, then the game would be more favored towards BKB. But since Spectre had a good start, he just cleaned a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Just made the game like too easy for his team.
Oh yeah. It's like they left it alone against Merchant, and we saw Merchant have to bugger off into the jungle as a Darkseer, which you really don't want to see in that hero, right? Like, it's supposed to be lane dominant, it's supposed to have that presence. So, I don't know. We'll see, as you mentioned. It's still in the pool. Like, no BKB banned out the Doom instead, and Fury bans out the Puck. So you've got the Spectre in the pool, you've got heroes like the Sven still there, you've even got the Magnus if you want to dip back into it as well for either side. So a lot of stuff's left on the table, and we'll start to see what either side has in mind. Are there any comfort picks for Fury left here in the second phase that ties in with these two heroes that stands out to you?
What do we say? We're versing Sand King. This the comfort pick I'd say right now is like Anti-Mage. Because like Anti-Mage is good against the Sand King in the lane, and it's also Zelly plays it quite a bit. So you have like a tempo mid already for Void, and you have like a late game carry. You play like 4% 1-ish in this meta with the Anti-Mage. That looks okay. Anti-Mage is decent against Wyvern. So I can see like Anti-Mage being picked 4th on Fury pretty easily, depending on what BKB pick next.
Alright, we'll watch out for that. Still, Fury digging into the reserve time for their third pickup. Just really thinking hard about it. They don't have the option to fall back into a Mars without Phoenix, which is a common combo. They do go with a Shaker. So they're looking big in the team fight. Phoenix Shaker now with a Void Spirit. They've got decent ways of, if they spot the Sand King, stopping the epicenter. That's something that some Sand Kings tend to struggle with. And it keeps it open. You know, the Shaker does do a lot of good work, no matter what. So it's a solid pickup there.
5 seconds.
Yeah, the Shaker pick gives them so much team fight right now. So they have a lot of they've focused on magic damage. So there's a lot of magic damage coming from Sincerely Fury. So like right now, as offlane player, the first thing I see is Pipe Sand King looks really hot, and they pick up Marana. Like Marana is like the go-to hero for Andros, but Andros is not playing today. So I think the team is very comfortable playing Sand King Marana, because Sand King stun, Marana stun is just really good. And yeah, Spectre even more magic damage, assuming like he can go Radiance.
Yeah.
But Fury's team looks very easy to execute. You just it's just press a couple buttons and then everything on the map starts lagging.
Oh yeah, that is what happened in game 1. We'll see just how far they can push it. Excuse me. Zelly on the Spectre once more. Now, no BKB with the Mirana. You mentioned they're comfy with playing it. They don't have the best setups for the Arrow, but we've seen a lot of Sand King Mirana in other regions. Like China, again, is the one that stands out with a Mirana Sand King. So there's some synergy there. It has a track record. We'll see if no BKB can really make it work for themselves. How do you feel about how this lines up against a Spectre? Does a Sand King Mirana play fast enough to stop a Spectre from being big? Are they going to be able to stop Zellyfish from overtaking this time?
Spectre, because like the lane, you just get stunned over and over. You lose a lot of HP. Just build, like as long as you survive and not fade kills. I think the Spectre should come out ahead. The aggression is quite dangerous though, because the double stuns, and I'm gonna assume the Phoenix is gonna be +5. So the laner top is very weak. Spectre Phoenix didn't really do anything. There's no kill potential unless the enemy team makes mistakes. So they can snowball pretty well with the Sand King Mirana.
All right. So that's something no BKB is going to have to work out. Give Merchant a better time there. Make sure the aggression does pay off. They are ticking into the reserve time deeply after that Spectre pickup. Looks like they're trying to judge what they want. They've already got good team fight with Winter Wyvern Sand King. They've got decent rotation potential with the Mirana. Perhaps they're considering what else to build. What else to build off of. Now, the Mirana in this case for no BKB is likely their pause for it, unless we're seeing them. Do they flex it mid? Oh,
Bounty.
Huh.
That's a bounty carry right there.
Oh, okay. So, interesting set of events for no BKB. We talked about them playing a fast pace. Bounty Hunter lets you do that. Right? This is one way to out-snowball that Spectre. Get the track kills, play around the Moonlight Shadow, go hunting every time. And Fury has to be aware of that pace of the game. Like, no BKB just wants to run at them and build a lead like that. I can see a Bounty working in that favor. Now, a Bounty 1, that's not something you see too often. Do you think it's lines up with the timings enough? Or is it... can they close out the game fast enough? Like, the Bounty does make it fast, but is it enough?
I think they can. The Bounty is pretty fast. Because if you look at like Radiant's lineup, like Phoenix needs levels, Shaker needs levels, and a Blink Dagger. Spectre needs like all that as well. Their lineup so far looks slow, unless the Void Spirit can like dominate the early game. Then it will create space for the supports to get the items and spec. But the Bounty, it changes the entire pace of the game. It's not. We'll see how like Fury deals with it.
Yeah,
but I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the Bounty versus Void Spirit, like assuming Bounty can go mid. Not sure how that matchup goes. But I'm gonna assume the Bounty is gonna be carry since Merchant is Sand King. Like he's pretty much locked on Sand King, and that's +3. And the combo is well +4. So Bounty is a 1 or 2 in this situation.
Alright. No chances of the Mirana mid in that case, and tossing the Bounty on a rotating support, you reckon? Too unstable, Mirana core?
4 is also decent this game because like he can fight the supports very easily because Bounty's on the supports are forced to cast spells and he just runs away with his like Windlace boots. I mean he doesn't really care. Because there's not much kill potential without the Void Spirit right now.
That's fair enough. So we'll see how we'll see how no BKB closes out their draft. I believe they're just lacking something to show us what exactly they're going to be flexing. They close with a Slark, so...
What?
Okay, I'm assuming Bounty for mid Mirana over a mid Bounty, or do you reckon the mid Bounty could make an appearance?
It's gotta be mid Bounty, right? What the hell? Okay, Slark is hard locked on Bounty, because that's his hero. But they did pick Slark into Spectre, and Spectre is pretty happy with that matchup because the level 15 talent, the dagger, it prevents Slarks from healing. That's the counter. What? Slark? Okay, Slark's tempo is also fast. Like they're just looking to kill supports and like take map control very early. They have an early lead and then use that lead to take map control because quadruple, 5 invis heroes looks like.
Oh man.
The Venom is there just to hold out the line, so the Venom looks decent. So it is Bounty mid, because Cozy is the mid player.
Oh, alright. So, an interesting one. You don't tend to be treated with a bounty mid, but no BKB is going for a really hard throw in the left field. We'll see how it pays off. Sincerely Fury, a lot more straightforward, right? You've got the Shaker, you've got Zaldi Spec, you've got Nova's Veno, so they know what they want to do. They know how they want to play, and we'll see if they can hit those timings. No BKB, they've got to play fast. They've got to maximize their bounty. Really start to rack up those track kills. How do you feel about this draft in the end? Like, which one would you actually favor? Like, do you like the mid bounty in this case? Is it preferable, this lineup?
It's all about the early game. So if it's, for me, my feeling is if Radiant have the advantage, if they take like all the tier 1s and then maybe like 2 tier 2s by 20 minutes, they can just keep map control the entire game. Like, there's no one on the team that can like walk out too easily and just like push out a lane, because there's 4 invis heroes looking for you.
Oh yeah.
But like the vision from Veno is gonna like help a lot. Like the ward vision, he's gonna have to buy really early gem. But
oh yeah.
It could go anyway. I don't know what I'm witnessing with this draft. It just looks a bit whack. The running 2 invis is like already sets up the enemy team to buy a gem. You have 4 invis heroes.
Oh yeah.
Like, one sentry is just gonna have like double, like quadruple the effectiveness. So,
oh yeah. 100%.
Jeez.
Yeah, these two teams we're just seeing really interesting drafts coming out here for the last game of the day. And it's kind of funny because yesterday it was the same situation, right? Yesterday was the day where we saw support Gyrocopter with a Core AM. So it kind of feels that same way here. Just a bit less typical of a draft. And we'll just see how much they can pull out. 1 game down here for no BKB. So they're the ones experimenting, trying to force Fury in a spot they're not familiar with. And yeah, I mean, the mid bounty, like, this is just not something I'm used to seeing. I don't think I've ever seen this. I've seen a lot of mid dooms. I've seen all sorts of things down mid. I haven't seen a mid bounty ever in my entire casting career. So that's a first for me. How often do you actually see that mid bounty here? It can't be that common, is it?
Mid bounty, you only pick mid bounty when you can guarantee to get the Janala strike off the enemy mid. So you don't see mid bounties versus range, because like bounty wants to run up and just tag him. That's his like strength in the lane. So knowing Void Spirit's going mid, that's why the mid bounty is effective. But that's like and then like also the pace of the game is much faster. You have to play differently. You need to play to adapt to the bounty hunter's movements. That's how you like counter the BH. But that requires a lot of teamwork and coordination. But yeah, and also like the tempo, because when bounty's missing, everyone's gonna be scared. You don't want to give up track heals too early. Well, like when bounty's level 7, he's gonna do so much with his like phase boots and drums. He just run around and kill everything, because once bounty's on the Veno is in trouble. If bounty's on the supports, they're in trouble as well. Like there's no gameplay for them. Once bounty's on top of you, you just throw a spell, but bounty doesn't care. Like he's gonna get like a second item BKB. Like he's like phase trench BKB. And what is the game plan for Dire? Like they're just gonna keep running at you the entire game. Like there is a big opportunity for Radiant to just take over the game with this bounty hunter. And they can take towers for free. The only problem is like the tower hitters are pretty yucky. He's just a slark.
Yeah,
but,
it's not the most amazing.
Yeah, but it's all about the map control and how fast bounty can like take over the game. If they just like win one 6 team fight on Radiant, I mean on Dire by casting all the spells really well, then I can see Dire taking back that map control and then taking back the game. But it's just, like I said before, it's all about the early game.
Yeah, and the execution it takes for Fury to meet those conditions are a lot higher in terms of skill, right? With the coordination needed to land that perfect egg, that perfect slam with a Poison Nova on top. It's a lot more to ask for compared to no BKB's game plan of just track, run, kill, track, run, kill. That's all they want. So we'll see if Fury does have it in them to pull that execution off. You do see Baosu actually walking up the top lane. Looks like they might actually be tossing Merchant down on the safe lane solo. You're going to be trying to play around, giving Baosu an aggressive start, maybe build up some stacks on the Essence, and really just hammer onto Zelly. Like, this is the one thing with a Specker, right? The initial levels of Spec isn't amazing. Even that Phoenix can't do much to help out.
Yeah. Like I did say before, like this lane's dog shit. Like you don't do anything, expect the Phoenix. And they feel like they can abuse it. This training is also dog shit, but this one like smells better.
It's a nicer dog.
Yeah, it's just not as salty, you know, the smell, not as.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't want to go there. Alright, the Venomancer, it feels like a really good game. This is like a lot of invis. You give a lot of vision, sentry, with Venom Woods, it's gonna provide a lot. I really love this Venom pick, this game. It's gonna do quite a lot. Because it's good. It's like I said, you just have to not lose map control. And Veno is like so good at just anchoring down at the tower, planting a sentry with 7 wards, good luck pushing into that, especially with no tower hitters as well.
Oh
So
yeah.
if they just anchor Phoenix Veno at a tower, like how do you take this tower? So Radiant need to get picks, and picks translate into towers. That's what's the goal right now. Arrow!
Oh
it's
no,
Arrow!
Zelly gets caught, is losing a lot of HP, tries to dagger out Baosu, just chopping away, and that's gonna be a kill. Gets 1 stack off the bat onto Zelly, and that's the start you're looking for. And this is that dual lane efficiency. Oh yeah. It's that dual lane. Like, what does a Phoenix do when you're arrowed? Fire spirits at level 1? It's not enough.
Fairy Fire Phoenix, so what are you gonna do?
Oh no.
Oh man, what's happening?
+6 damage.
Yeah, so this aggressive tri lane, it's strong because the die is useless. The line's useless. In the bot lane, they were prepared for this, so they don't have sentries ready. So Merchant is gonna get a bit at the early levels. He can't get zone, so it's alright. He's blocking as well. It's fine. I'm really interested in mid because I haven't seen this matchup. I've probably seen it once in my entire life, and I played a fuck ton of Dota.
It's looking okay. Like, it's even so far. Dara's trading hits, of course. You mentioned it, but the Janata is going to make it annoying for Dara to actually build a meaningful lead. So he's going to have to watch his spacing, but Cozy's got some leeway. Of course, when it comes to wave clear, Dara's going to have that in spades. But look at that. Cozy's just fine. He doesn't mind that. Oh man, his damage is actually insane. Dara can't really afford that.
You have 8 armor, you have 13 under the tower, like, and then you have the Janata as well against the melee. So it should be Bounty Hunter favor. The moment PH hits level 3. Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. So we're gonna see that point. There you go. And Dire is just not gonna have fun. Oh, Cozy forced the fairy fire up. Drops really low. Dire applying that pressure, but cops some tower hits as well. So they're just trying to trade blows. It's still really even on the last hits as well. You look at top, they actually drag Brony up top. So they're running a tri-lane on tri-lane, just trying to mitigate the impact onto Zelly. And this is going to sap though. They got the leash onto Fury. They crab him down. Can they find a kill? He's still level 1. No way to jump out of that one. They clean him up. Baosu. Again, 2 stacks on our Slark. They might find Brony. They landed on him. He's slowed up. And he's gone. Baosu. He's got 3 permanent Agi at this point. That's just amazing for a laning start.
Yep. These heroes are too greedy. Spectre, Phoenix, Shaker. Like, there's no laning presence anywhere.
Oh yeah. And
Cozy's like, looks like, oh, he has a very early bottle.
oh, yeah, he's going to be able to sustain himself even more. Dire.
Oh,
Ooh.
good play, good
Remnant.
play. And now Cozy misses 3 creeps as well. It's a disaster for the mid lane, especially when Cozy should have an advantage.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's an item up. He's trying his best, but you can't underestimate the burst of a Void Spirit. It is a lot of damage if he lands that Remnant. Still, that's a reset. So Cozy does have a full bottle. He's going to be able to play tag a bit, but I'm sure Dire's happy with his circumstance. Now, the bot lane is a solo lane. Nova does have the sentry, so it's going to be basically a farming lane, these 2 heroes. I don't think you're going to see too much excitement there. It's the top lane where it's still at, and they got the arrow onto Brawny. They're trying to hammer in on the Shaker once more to get the split. The Splinter Blast
Good
doesn't actually
sidestep on
catch.
Fury. That was a very good sidestep. That Splinter Blast would have landed if Fury didn't sidestep there. So
Oh yeah.
props to him.
Just a few units off, and this tri-lane, like even if it's surviving right now, the biggest issue I'm having with Fury is that Phoenix and Shaker need levels. They're not getting it here. And even Respector is not going to get those levels as well because they have to maintain this aggression.
Good rotation from Xavier, securing the 4-minute rune, because if the Void Spirit got that rune, he would have just felt like he hit level 6 and used that haste rune to kill the tri-lane really easily.
Oh yeah.
But
Just,
this lane at top.
Oh.
Oh, sniper
oh,
Xavier!
Savior!
Oh my god,
Baozu.
went right there.
Oh man, they just clean up. They're going to be able to try to chip away at Fury. He did have a wand. He's got a Fairy Fire as well. But Baozu's all healed up now. Zelly had to... Oh my god.
That's a little too
Innate.
That's quite a lot of damage.
Yarrow,
And
Zelly. They're blocked off, but there's the lead
Oh,
from
Baozu.
Baozu. Under tower, not going to commit. Bronny chipping away at Xavier. He's really low. Don't really land it in though, and Baozu's going to be perfectly fine. Rotating Phoenix back in. Do they have any regen left? No. No salves left. Tricky spot here for the side of Radiant and Xavier. Gonna be punished down.
Dead.
Yeah, there's the chop. And they do manage to grab the rune away as well. So Fury's still finding some counter kills. Still somehow keeping it even in terms of last hits, so it's not quite there. Baozu is 22-8. Zelly is at 14-2. So all this time the Spectre keeps having to run in. It's been missing out in last hits, and it's not been the best of trades.
And I think this top lane is still going extremely well because like Slug has the infinite scaling and the Spectre, Shaker, Phoenix, they can't do anything in this lane. Like this, he's
Zelly?
getting run out.
No.
That's not arrow.
No, Zelly. He just can't sustain it.
You can't do anything as a Spectre. You can't even walk in the lane. You walk in the lane, you get hit by W. I mean, you get hit by Split Blast, Arctic Burn from the Winter Wyvern. You get hit by the Orb of Venom, and the Spectre's so slow he's moving backwards at that point.
Yeah, it's just impossible, and I'm surprised Fury hasn't considered swapping lane. It doesn't sound any more fun against a Sand King, to be fair, so it looks like they're just going to have to go through these dark times. And of course, with these kills, Xavier just gets to walk around. He drops another ward down mid. That's under a sentry, though. So Dar's going to get a free D ward, but you've got level 6 on both of these mids. So we're almost at the point where you might see Cozy start to leave the lane to start raking up those track kills if they wanted to, as they continue to apply that pressure top. Like they're just always on top, making sure they're getting these hits. Arrow misses this time around from Xavier. They've got Baozu healing up, and
Wait, Xavier missed an arrow? I don't believe it.
yeah, after all those hits earlier on, yeah, you could give the guy a break. You know, 1 arrow out of what 6 is not too bad. As the progression, man, this progression EXP for Fury is just, it's hurting. You've got a Spec still at 4. Compared to our Slark at 5, which means you're going to hit 6 on Slark earlier. Shaker Phoenix just not getting space. It's not a good time. How does Fury reel this back in?
Oh, here we go. This is the rotation they need to get the advantage in the tri lane.
Oh, yeah. Dyer's up top now.
Oh,
They're gonna
Kuz is
try
coming as
catching him
well.
out. Inig gonna be healing himself up. You've got the tracks. You don't want to sustain this too much. You're going to find an egg first, but 2 tracks out. Are you going to be able to kill him? Nice Fisher out. There's the stun from Merchant. They're holding them down. Bronny, 1 track kill. They're not going to catch Zelly, and Fury is too far out, but they're getting the chase on to Dyer, who's a bit too quick. So it's a support for a support, but no BKB has track. So you could argue that's just a straight-up win for no BKB.
Yep. It's looking very hard for Radiant. Like Kuzi just like balancing out the rotation from the Void Spirit, so they're double supports they can clean up. But the problem is right now is that Bounty Hunter is big. Bounty Hunter is big,
yeah.
and what's more important is that both supports on the Dire are small. Like they can't do anything. So this Bounty, the moment he gets phase drums, it's Trouble Town. Like you're getting run down everywhere.
Oh, speaking of trouble
look at
down
the levels.
bot, Baozu finding Nova. He's very low. Can he get the kill before he dies? No, he's getting embraced, but it's not enough. Nova's alive, and they're going to find an egg for their troubles as well. So that overextension. I mean, you talked about small supports. Bronny doesn't seem to care when you overextend like that.
Yep, that's huge. That puts Shake at the level 5 when he was free, like just barely hitting free. So and then they get the kill. So Nova's gonna take this tower as well, because Luck did TP down there for that. So that's more space for everyone. That's a really bad death for Radiant right there.
Yeah. Just a slight overextension doesn't pay off. And Cozy as well dropping low. He does pop the haste. No, that's a haste on Dire. He's trying to get more. Arrow doesn't hit. Dire, he wants this kill. Finds it in the end. Xavier trying to turn this around. Has to jump away as you've got Fury around. They get the remnant off. They grab him. Dire copying the hits with the shield. Does survive out, but in the meantime, Baosu did find a kill on Zelly once more. So arguably slightly better. Definitely better now. My god, Xavier.
Sniper Xavier in the house. He's landing all the important arrows right now.
Bottom tower is under
Oh
Yeah?
my god. He's carrying pretty hard.
Oh, it definitely is. You don't give this guy that Mirana. And up top, they've caught Nova. There is a haunt. They're going to try to come in to save. But you can't stop Baosu at this point. Merchant's going to TP right on home. Dust is not going to be enough. And Baosu gets a one-on-one fight. He is just building so many stacks. Bronny's around to help. Baosu chops some trees down illegally to walk home. But Dire coming in. Wants to jump off.
Here we go. Cozy
And
hunting
ring spot.
supports.
Yeah. Finds Fury. Got the track kill there.
Fury wanted healthy before he died.
Yeah. Secures that out. Meanwhile, you've still got Dire trying to chase down Baosu. Not the best spot to be in. They get the slow off. Winter's Curse as well. They're going to build stacks on Baosu. 6, 7, 8. Leashon. 9, 10, 11. Just building up every single time to get the hits off. And Dire trying to dance around. Arrow does not land. They know Fury's coming in. They don't commit. Kosi going to be scouting out.
should look to their middle tower.
Oh, right next to him. Dire just gets whacked and he's low. You can't be that low up against this bounty. They chop down the obs as well, and Cozy's just running up. He doesn't care. Launching the arrow. Oh! Would have been a snipe! Dire still lives, and they're gonna punish Cozy. Or are they? Moonlight Shadow flying out. Dust is there. Can they chase this bounty hunter out? Yes, they can. Bronny slams it down, and even when Xavier misses, he hits, doesn't he? That was a hit. I count that as a hit. That's still on point.
Waiting this. My eyes were just like fully dilated when I saw that arrow coming in.
Oh god, Xavier. Still, Fury with a punishment. Do maintain a 1k lead for no BKB. They spot Baosu all by himself up here in the jungle. Remnant out. Lock him in. Arrow to stop Bronny. Is that enough for Baosu to get out? He's trying to hit. He's got his ult. There's the Echo Slam. They have to commit to find the kill. And they're chasing for more. Xavier doesn't have lead charges left. Yeah. But
Yeah,
no mana.
Dire should look to
I'm just gonna
landed-
see maybe arrow lands at this point, to be honest.
Yeah, it did land. It hit Bronny, but it wasn't enough to stop them from the kill. Cozy trying to get a salvage run. Does get Remnant slowed. Maintaining that vision, so it's not quite as much of a snowball just yet. They're chasing down. They see Xavier. They get the fissure off the block. Fury trying to chase down.
Fury's in.
Does he? Doesn't he? Doesn't have a man for egg. He should pop his wand, but they burn him out anyway. Cozy trying to find something. Not quite. They denied a bot tower here, so at least taking some of that gold away. Fury's end, as they still keep this game locked in. 11-9, less than 1k lead for no BKB. I mean, it still looks fantastic, but it's not the runaway start you want. At what point do we start to see more focus on getting these early track kills? Like, Cozy is actually just building up onto the Orchid. Do you have to wait the full Orchid out before forcing more engagements here for no BKB?
Orchid's gonna slow down his tempo a bit. I would love the drums here because the supports are weak, but the Orchid gives a lot more kill potential on Void Spirit and solo kill potential and on the support.
Oh yeah, they're
On the
trying
spots
to
later.
track. They're trying to track down Zelly. They've got some heroes coming in at the same time. Fury's kind of clumping up. Fury's waiting in back lines. They only really have Xavier around with the arrows, but I suppose one arrow is all you need if Xavier, when Xavier lands it, not if. Still, Fury pulling back. They're just playing safe. So we're not seeing the emphasis on haunt plays here. It really is just about slowly building up, farming up. No rush from Fury. They understand what they have to do, and you'd be chuffed to know that Nova is actually on the full plague wards. So nothing to be triggered by in this game.
Another arrow!
Oh man, right onto Fury. I mean, he just nails it. Xavier just nails it.
He's feeling himself right now. This is landing
Oh, yeah.
everything. But
Just on
the big
point.
problem for Dire, if you look at the net worth graph right now, is that they're mid and Spectre is middle of the pack for some reason. They have
Oh.
no farm at all.
I didn't even notice. Like, it's all on Nova. On Venom.
Yep.
He's the guy with a farm, and that's great, but you want your scaling cores to have that more than your stalling cores still. Moonlight out, Baosu up top, catches Fury. The egg is there if they wanted to play with it, and Fury and Baosu knows it. He's just going to play safe. They've got backup, though. Inig is looking around. Going behind that tier 1. Chopping the tree. Baosu. Not going to find him, as they do manage to crawl away. So, Fury managed to get away there. Not really doing anything just yet. They're clumping up top as well. They have dragged out Dire, sitting around here. Fighting over these runes, it looks like. Can Xavier hammer in a shot? He's gonna look. No, he gets. Oh, beautiful fissure into the slam. Lovely setup from Fury, and Egg does get the Winter's Curse. It's not gonna be enough. They're gonna lose their Winter Wyvern as well. 2 for nothing, and they get the bounty. Well, actually, no, Egg got it, but they got the kills. Baosu now gonna be chased down. They've got
It looks
Merchant.
like Wait, what's happening, Tom?
Yeah, they were chasing for a bit, but you were sitting.
I was saying, like, since the Dire,
Mm.
the support Spectre and support Void Spirit are giving all the farm to Shaker, he has a really fast Blink Dagger, which secured the bounty ring and the double kill here.
Oh yeah, I don't think no BKB expected that at all. Still, Baosu gets the leap forward and on to Nova. That's a really big target. There's the egg drop though from Fury. Baosu dropping really low. None of that regen coming into play because of the Venomancer with the early Spirit Vessel. So that's something to watch out for on the Slark. You managed to force it back, but you've got a blink now on Merchant. So that blink on the Shaker, giving them opportunities for Fury. Now you've got opportunities on no BKB. And they know the egg's down. They could try playing around now. If they had
Where's Spectre's items? Oh, he has Midas.
Oh. Alright.
I
So
clicked on him like 5 seconds ago. He had Ring of Tarask, the Gloves of Haste, and a Wraith Band, and a 1. I was like, is this right? I was doing the math in my head, and then the Midas just came out.
yeah, it's
It's 16 minutes. It's a rough.
yeah,
Spectre
not,
is
not a
not
fast
happy.
one. No, definitely not. Still a smoke rotation out. They catch Zelly to get the stun off. The arrow to follow up. And the epicenter as well. There's a Winter's Curse on the back, holding back Dire. Not quite enough damage to clean up. Cozy's forced to back off, and he actually just melts. There is still some trades here. If you're trying to pull up. Inig now, left behind, being the sacrificial. Oh, Dire. He missed a remnant. He didn't have vision. Inig's still alive. Does have the poison sting on. Should get the deny. Is he? No. Just a bit too late in that movement still. Chasing for more. Merchant stun onto Fury. Should get that kill with the Sandstorm, and they do. Baosu. Oh, arrow lands onto Brawny again. Baosu gonna be able to find that follow-up. They did have to trade away another kill, and Baosu still going for more. He's really low. Doesn't have his ult. Dire does manage to force that back. They do lose Xavier in top. Or Nova. Just getting some work done, and in the end, no BKB. They don't really win out. That's a 3-for-4 trade. Fury gonna be pretty happy with how that ends up. Nova. He stayed around. Gonna get hit by Cozy. Gonna find out the hard way why you don't stay that far back, but he does force staff out. They've got the egg to dissuade that chase, and Dire in onto Baosu. Egg doesn't land on anyone for the stun, but they
Right,
get
the egg
Nova
was good
out.
to cover the Venomancer, because the Venomancer is the highest net worth hero in the game. And if Void Spirit had one more dash or Astral Step, he would have just cleaned up at least the slug there.
Oh yeah, it was a close one, but they bail out Nova. Fury still holds on. They've got the lead now. 1k net worth on their side. They're still trying. It's still really even, 14-15. It's almost like game 1. The pacing was so dead even between both teams. Dota Plus disagrees, though. If you take a look at that graph, Fury does have the listed advantage, 77% their way. 23% from no BKB. Do you reckon they're taking too much time here to play with these tracks? Like, Cozy is still just waiting for that Orchid.
To their top.
Yeah, I don't like this build from Cozy. He just needed to go. Like, what? The Orchid, you slow down your tempo for no reason when he can just literally phase drum one run at people the entire game. But like right now, like he's still onto his Orchid. He was onto his Orchid like 5 minutes ago, like 7 minutes ago actually. So it's just a lot of the tempo. It's just a lot of wasted tempo. But now Shaker has Blink Dagger. Phoenix he doesn't need any items. He's in his levels. There's just like a lot of items coming out now. So we missed a big opportunity.
Yeah, they do catch kill with Cozy, and now Nova gets cops the arrow, gets taken out, and Merchant for some reason channeled the epicenter and cancelled. So maybe a bit of a misclick. Still down bot. They're chasing Cozy down. The slam misses! Oh, Brawny, but it doesn't matter. Cozy's dropping really low. No, he can't run away like this. Surely not.
Not like this.
Oh, he gets caught by the taunt though. They know where he is.
But the turnaround's here. Good curse.
Oh, they got them in front. Nice curse onto 2. Cozy now gonna be able to get those tracks off. 1 kill down. Can they find more? Cozy dropping low. The Haunts force out from Zelly. There's the egg in the middle of all of this. They're trying to focus it down, but Xavier can't do enough. They still clean it up. Bausu out of nowhere joining in. Track onto Zelly. He's dead. And suddenly, a full-blown team fight. Brawny deletes Cozy. Enchant Totem is a spell. Misses the stun. Still, Bausu gets the chance to get that kill. So, I mean, that's it. You know, he just wanted to ensure Bausu got a right click to get the permanent agi. You know, that was it. He was being a team player. He didn't miss. He was just playing with you. He was just taunting you. And in the end, no BKB this time comes out on top. Fury. It looked decent, but they did not expect the clump up. Just immediate collapse around, and Fury, they fall behind. Although,
it just took way too long to catch that bouncy with the face boots and the track speed. 16%, just running it, just legging it, creates so much space for the turnaround, and then he got like free track kills in that team fight. Even though they lost the bounty, and it was a clean team wipe.
Oh yeah, they really clean. Enig with a great Winter's Curse. And in fact, Enig did manage to just get the poison overused on himself right now. He gets away with a sliver of his HP, so lovely plays from no BKB. It looks like they've just about hit their stride. Cozy's got that Orchid. He's going for a BKB now. Hopefully we see that continued activity from this bounty though. They just need to play with the track kills. I mean, you've got a Slark with like 11 permanent agi, dude. That is a ton at 21 minutes in.
What? The halberd? Who's he halberding?
Oh yeah, that is curious. That is strange. I'm not sure about that one.
It's
Bausu stunned up, does have the Dark Pact, and be able to get out, but they're going to keep that chase. They force the ult out. Arrow doesn't land, but was about to. Bausu still on the run. Oh, Winter's Curse to bail Bausu out, and he's going to be able to run off. Cozy's around. Oh, gets stunned up. Are they going to try to turn now? Moonlight Shadow forced out. They're just going to walk their way out, and nothing of value was lost still. Yeah, Bausu. Early Heaven's Halberd. I guess, you know what it is? He's trying to offset the loss of life from the Veno with the Halberd. So plus 30% self HP regen and lifesteal lamp just to stay alive when he pops his ult. I think that's the game plan.
And he went to lifesteal town. There's synergy there, but I still don't like it.
It's a heavy investment just for that sustain, but I think they're banking on the fact that they're taking away the impact of what they know is the highest net worth here right now. So they just want to get that Slark counter out. That's the only logic I see. That is literally it. It's so expensive for that though. It really is.
Okay, now like Fury's in a good spot now because oh, my bad. Fury's in a good spot because the supports have levels and they have items. And now the lineup, like once it gets past like 30 minutes, it's very easy to execute.
Haunt, they're jumping onto Merchant, knew he was there.
Dusted? Oh no?
Yeah, he's not quite alone. Yep. Just missed out on the opportunity, go back to farming. At mid-tier 1, Bowsy's trying to take it. It's such slow progress on these towers. And oh, a nice root coming out from Fury. They forced the jump out though. There's that disarm in play, and they just chain stun. They're just keeping Bowsy down. He can't regen true.
Coming in.
Oh, there it is. There's the Winter's Curse coming out onto Brawny. Merchant trying to epicenter out. No one's stuck inside, but Cozy does get a track kill. 2 down so far from Fury's end. Can Cozy find more? They track up Nova. There's the Poison Nova out though. They get the Remnant off, but there's the stun from Merchant. They force staff Dire forward to get the catch. Can they pop the track and force him down? There's that silence on the Orchid. It pays off. No track kill there. Oh, there was a track and they got, but they lose their Winter Wyvern. They're still staying alive on everyone else, and a 1-for-3 trade, this time going for no BKB. Just the back and forths in this fight.
I take that back. I'm playing 2D chess, Bounce is playing 4D chess. That helmet actually kept him alive there.
Yeah.
With the 1 and the lifesteal and the strike treads, he barely survived with the road. Maybe it's because the royal jelly, you know? There's an extra point of regen as well. Like
that gets amped up.
It's all fitting together. The pieces are fitting.
Yeah, it's all part of Baozu's master plan. Just 5D chess, like you mentioned. He's got his basher up. So now our Slark is just super spooky. No Silver Edge, but I guess that's an investment for down the line. It's not like Zelly's a major issue just yet. But that's a natural build-up if Baozu holds on to the Echo Saber.
Ooh, he went Basher.
Yeah, immediate Basher into the Abyssal. So they're just looking for control, looking for the lockdown. Cozy dropping low, being chased by Zelly, but he goes invis and he's safe. So, again, Fury. I mean, you mentioned the supports being big. They've got items. They've got their team fight ults. What do they need to execute here? Who do they have to hunt down to win out these fights?
To hunt too well, because like they're gonna be run at.
Oh god, yeah, nah. That's what happens when you hunt. Still Brawny right in the middle of 2. Gets a nice enchant totem. Cozy's gonna be healed up though. They've got Zelly around to try to clean up. They don't have the Echo Slam for a while. Cozy's still alive. Just finds another track kill. And he's gonna TP home. He's gonna live through this. And they're still looking for more Nova? Nah, he's fine.
Yeah. If you look at the lineup, like Radiant, like Dire don't need to do anything because Radiant are gonna be ranking them 24/7 with all the track kills, with all the map control. You don't need to do much. You just need to execute properly. But like as you saw before, they tried to execute on Bowser, which was really close. And I thought Bowser would have died there as well, but the execution, like the spell casting, that's where it's at. That's the game for Dire right now. You just have to haunt, like haunt combo, and then just protect the egg right now, because Nova's gonna be providing a lot of vision to be safe. Yeah, it looks pretty decent for both teams.
Yeah,
it's like it's easy to execute for Dire, but Radiant have such a good lead now because of the scrappy fights with the track kills and Bowser barely surviving all these fights.
Yeah, and they're looking to force more. Cozy making his way up top. They get the stun off and the arrow onto Dire. And just like that, they're gone. They did pop the epicenter, but now Bowser deep. Trying to find Brawny. Doesn't have the pounce, so not going to be able to get that hammered in. Still hunting in the triangle. Immediate cursed onto Fury. They want to build up more. Get the stuns off. Get the bash off. Get everything off. Track kills flying left, right, and center. That lead up to 9k off the back of these kills. And that buyback from Dire might not lead to anything, as they might actually just have to give up this tier 2. It's still a really slow push. But
so, which buyback from the Voice Spirit? Don't see what he used it for.
Yeah, it's not going to lead to anything. Unless they really want to commit for the defense. Pop the Fortify. So this is where the weakness comes in. The push is not amazing.
Alright, so the Orchid on Bounty is paying off so much right now. They're getting so many kills. They got the double kills of Phoenix, like bottom and at this hill ward here. And yeah, it looks like we're in trouble. Oh,
Zelly immediately TP'd up top. Zelly gonna be left alone. Everyone's gonna come in for this chase. Nice heals out. Cozy's here as well. They've got the sound. They've got the Abyssal already, and that's Zelly gone. He is just slowly gonna be dying. And Bowser.
Mid lane?
I mean, mid lane. They do lose an egg. Double damage on Dire does make that happen. So that's a bigger win for no BKB once more. Just getting the big core. Getting Zellyfish out of the way. And Bowser is just so scary. That early Abyssal. Man, I mean, how do you handle this guy? He's got 3k HP. He's got 15 bonus agi. Like, that is just not fair. This infinite scaling is already in play.
Yeah, Basu is just it's so hard to deal with him. Like, he has so much HP. He's not
Abyssal
damage.
onto Dire, follow-up stun from Merchant, and they just get one more.
Oh, die back.
Oh, that's not good. Not good for the side of Fury, as that is Roche now. Straight in for Baosu. They've got the damage, they've got the control. Gonna be the first Aegis of the game. Going away with no BKB. Fury, I mean, they've got Haunt, but Zeldy's not playing around it as much. They get the scan off. They know the Roche is happening. They don't have heroes. They don't really have heroes around, so whether or not they commit a Haunt for this blindly doesn't look like they're gonna get it done. So a big objective for no BKB. Fury, and they're starting to lag behind here. 11k behind. You've got all of these huge spikes. You've got a second life to deal with. They get the stun off. They get the control off. Onto Nova. He tries to get out, but he can't be saved. And Fury just 1 by 1. Slipping ground to no BKB. I mean, what do you do now? Like, you've lost control in a lot of the map. You can see the aggression they're trying to pump out. Fury now being caught out. Arrow misses. But they should have the burst. Didn't see it. Didn't see it. Didn't happen. They do find Fury in the end.
Fury's getting cucked by his Orchid. That's like the 4th time he's died to the Orchid.
Yeah, it's not great. He doesn't have room for... I mean, he doesn't have his Yules yet. He's trying to save up. That's going to be a push for no BKB onto the tier 2 mid. You're going to find it, as you know, they still hold on to the Aegis. Interestingly enough, Bowsy's queuing up a Blink. What do you think about that in Slart at this point? Oh, pull that taunt.
Bowsy
Jumps
just
on.
taking over the game with the track kills. It's too late at this point. Like, they have full map control, and they're just running at you. And the support, all you have is team fight. That's all Fury has at this point.
No,
And I don't feel like it's enough. It's too easy for them to die with
Bowser?
Abyssal.
Onto Nova, there's the Haunt being called out. Dar is actually looking really low. They're going to try to focus down onto Merchant. They get the egg off, and the slam on top. They actually do manage to burst down Merchant, but the Winter's Curse holding them all back, and they actually kill off Brawny. That's a dieback in the Shaker. And now they're free to go back in. Bowser just chopping away, getting the slashes off, bounces onto Fiery Bird. Does take out Fury in the end. Does take a bit longer. Is he gonna find more? Dire is dropping low. The disarms on. Bowser getting a nice bash. Still has the Aegis, mind you. Trying to man fight. Does die. So that's Aegis gone. Oh, Xavier! He's gonna get Nova from the low ground. Finds him. And now Bowser. Is he gonna hold this place? Way too many Venom wards. Does look like they will have to back off. As Fury, while they somehow defend, comes at a massive cost, but they hold out. They hold on to their racks. And they force no BKB to try another day. It did cost 2 buybacks, but they found 4 kills for their trouble.
Still quite a big lead for Radiant. The track kills are just doing so much work. Let's see.
Bowser just onto Zelly immediately, trying to man fight up. And he's winning out, although that Sunray is gonna be enough. Bowser maybe
Bowser doesn't give a shit, man. Like, how do they kill him? They have to drop everything. If they drop everything and don't kill him, the game is over.
Oh, and I love this swap out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he switches out from the Blink straight into his Silver Edge. So he's got that break available for the Spec. And Dire, oh man, that long range stun onto Dire mid TP, he's gone. He still has no buyback for 2 minutes.
Yeah, the sanking, there's too much kills going around the map. Like, whoever they find is dead. Like, Radiant, I mean, Dire have to team fight and win the team fight, because every time they go solo, they're dying to sanking Aghanims, like Bowser Abyssal Blade. They're scared of like Moonlight as well. There's too many ways for them to die, so they just have to play together with some vision.
Oh, look at this Bowser. He's just going
Bowser,
straight into the base.
Yeah, he's so strong right now. He's got Halberd, Titan Sliver. Look, we're not gonna kill him. Look how much we have to commit.
Oh my god.
And bang, arrow.
Oh no, Brawny. Zelly just stuck in the middle. Explosive Fury just dead. Zelly, it's gonna have to run out of there. He's out of mana, and now Nova as well. He's just gone. Arrow would have cloaked him in the end anyway, and Zelly just forced to walk back. A nice stun for Merchant. Slam onto 2. They get Bowser low, but not low enough. He's saved by his Winter Wyvern, keeping the chase up. Cozy now to Winter's Curse on top of Zelly, holding them in. So much damage just running down. You can't stop this fish as they try to compensate, but it's not enough. Bowser just chopping right through. This is a very scary Piranha Slark. Just eating right through them. No buyback. And he's just on, right below the fountain. Of course, not going to be able to dive just yet. Gonna try? No, not enough punishment. They are. They're trying. They might find an egg. He is trying to live as best as possible. Does get taunted up in the end. And no, gets the heal off. Still alive. They're gonna try to go on to Dire. Still not finding killing an egg. They do finally catch it in the end. As Baosu works his way over, gets a bash off. Now it turns around. They haven't made progress in objectives. There is that, Baosu.
Oh, good
Saved
Orchid.
himself. Yeah,
Shaker.
not great Orchid. They get the bash. Oh, immediate bash on Dara, and he's just gone. That's a dieback, and Nova now being focused. They're going to go onto the egg, disarm onto her Slark, but Cozy's got enough attack speed. They lose the Shaker as well. And Bowser doesn't care about the objectives. He wants kills. He's chasing for more. On to Nova. Get the hits off. They just kill him. Zelly is actually back. They've got the buyback in Dar. They catch Cozy. They get a nice bash. And they do take him out. But the arrow! Xavier again landing onto Zelly. Bowser just man fighting up. He doesn't have mana. He doesn't have any spells to cast. He's gone. Oh, Merchant for the turnaround with the long range happy. They find the kill. They find the dieback. Dire gone for 2 minutes. No buyback. Zeldy does have buyback with no haunt, and everyone's coming back in. They're gonna go for it. They've got to. They push way too slow. Why? They should just go for tier 4 still. Zeldy gonna have to defend out of his mind here. There's a Hex now on Cozy, and Merchant jumps in, catches Brawny out. There's the Abyssal, trying to take the Shaker out before anything else can happen. No buyback from him. And he's gone. Zelly now. Leash latches. Zelly just getting stunned up and controlled. Oh, he's just getting bashed right under his fountain. Just not what you want, and Baosu is just going in. He doesn't care.
Farming Agi right now.
Oh, man. He's got 24 Agi. 27 permanent. He has more permanent Agi than he has right-click Agi. That's insane. On to the tier 4s. They're trying to defend. A nice catch onto Fury. He's just deleted. And now Zelly, Abyssal right in. They don't care. Baosu, don't die. Oh, does live. Trying to catch more. The respawns are coming up. Going back to those tier 4s. They do have Slam. Brawny could try to make a play. They're trying to go on to Baosu. Slam catches no one. Winter's Curse onto Zelly. And they're just waiting. Hex off. Tracks off. Kills Epi in. Zelly caught out once again by the spell. Still alive, but the Abyssal's out. No buyback from him. And no one's going to be up in time for the defense.
Yeah.
Dire is going to be up in 7. They haven't tapped out yet. But it's looking
Was it Dessa?
bad. Deso, Baosu, he dies back right in the high ground. So that's a chance. They get the egg off. They're going to try to get Cozy. They should be able to get that kill. They found 2 for the trouble. 2 diebacks. That's pretty big in egg now as well.
Not over yet. Not
Drop
over
and
yet.
low is going to be blown up. 3 kills. And Sincerely Fury somehow punishing the hubris of no BKB.
I don't know, but somehow I saw Bowser in the fucking fountain. This is classic Bowser moves.
Classic Bowser moves. Is that going to be enough to bounce back? 50-3, 32k net worth lead. Take a look at Dota Plus. It's still 98% BKB.
We need Bowser to do that at least 2 more times, and then it'll be plausible at the very best.
2 more times. 2 more. Oh, yeah. I don't know if he's going to do it 2 more times. But you never know. Sometimes the fountain calls and you got to dive. We'll see. Still, Fury just finding what they can on the map. They've got a fresh BKB on Dire. So they've got some ways of keeping that Void Spirit alive for a lot longer. They do scout out the Roche, not up, so rather unfortunate that they're not going to have access to the Roche pit anytime soon. It is going to be about half a minute. There's a Moonlight out from Xavier, just scouting out a bit. Going to be caught out though. No. Brawny doesn't manage to get the fissure off, so Xavier just leaps out. Merchant though, spotted out here. Let's get caught. Arrow doesn't land. And Merchant, he's fine. Again, just posturing here as they buy time. 10 seconds for Cozy. 10 seconds for a Slark. Just need some patience. Arrow lands onto Fury. Long range one. As expected. 100% for Xavier.
Well, Merchant's up. No one's checking it. Wasting a bit of time here.
No. They find it here, Fury. They're going to go for it. But no BKB should be where it should be happening. They've got a scan. They should pop it out immediately. Not the fastest Roche. Especially without Zelly.
Yeah.
Who is making his way in. Oh man,
Not
it doesn't
position at all. Like Radiant is just spread apart, pushing lanes, grabbing bounties.
Oh. There's the smoke as well from Fury.
Baosu.
No, Baosu immediately solo slammed. He doesn't have buyback. He's gonna melt. He's gone.
What's he doing?
They're gonna chase more. An egg. Left alone on the Winter Wyvern, gonna be cleaned up. 2 heroes with no buyback.
And that's the version. Oh, here we go. This is the start of the comeback.
Oh my god. Fury. They're just gonna find this objective. Second life and a cheese. And I mean, this kind of compensates because they had no buybacks. Let's take a look at those buybacks. Only Merchant and Brawny have buybacks right now. So this is gonna help out the side of Fury. They've got a way of staying in this game. And suddenly, no BKB. Just slip-ups like that can cost you the game. Still, Merchant going to be hunted down. They don't latch the Remnant. He just gets to stun himself out. TP home. Bit late on the response, still.
That's the last space made from Merchant.
Yeah, just a lot of focus taken out. Does allow for a little bit of a shove down bot. Cozy just kind of working
what
that
is
lane
this
in.
from Spectre? He went the first to haunt damage, illusion haunt damage on the
Ooh.
25. What? Is it because he has illusion escape? I've never
Perhaps.
seen anyone pick that up before.
Oh yeah, it's really not common. I think we've seen it like once or twice, but it can do work if you're expecting to have to play more aggressively. You're not melting, which, to be fair to Zelly, it takes a lot to melt him. You would think Dispersion's a bit more value in that case, but I think they really just want to make sure when they do have Haunt, they win. They're just trying to build off of that window of theirs, as it's
Like,
it's
if
gonna
you
be
think
up.
about it, now that I think about it, it's pretty effective because Basu is going to be alone doing
Yeah.
some dumb shit, and you have Matters plus illusion escape. That's quite a lot of damage.
Yeah,
Man,
they're
this,
gonna be
Zelly's
run
also
down.
playing 40 chess, man.
Yeah, just 40 chests off from all sides. What do you reckon no BKB needs to get done now? They've lost the last 2 fights. They're still ahead. Dota Plus still has them to win at 90%. But how do they mitigate these further losses? Do they just tell Baosu stop diving? Is that the problem?
You play with the team, simple as that. If Baosu has any one of his teammates next to him, they can cover him through Curse, through Arrow, through Epi, through Sanking Stun. It's just so easy. He just needs to be with the team. Like, surely this can't be thrown even harder. Like, it's
No.
30k, 31k net worth lead at one point. If you lose this, this is gonna go down in history, you know.
Yeah, oh, it definitely will. You wouldn't want to be in that book. Still, we reached a point where tier 4 items are, of course, getting thrown around. And you're at the point for Zelly. He does get access to Shaco that he doesn't opt to pick up. So, yeah, not going to be going there again because he got that talent with Illusionist. As we see no BKB, they're just slowly waiting. They've got a lot. I mean, they've already got a lot in all 3 heroes. Looks like they're just going to Moonlight, get some scouting out. They do have better vision. Mind you, like, no BKB does have forward wards, so they've got more information to play with. But there's the smoke now. Fury Gonna try to go hunting. Who did they find first? They might find Cozy. Smoke is
Smoke
popped.
breaks.
From
On
low
high ground.
ground.
No
Cozy.
detection. What is the jump?
No.
Nice.
Hex on to Dire. Hex out as well. 2 hexes out, and they're going to try to work. Baosu can't really focus Nova down. He's actually dropping really low on backlines. Merchant trying to get damage off with his epicenter. Not quite enough. Egg just going to get channeled through. Xavier stuck in a really weird spot. No one dropping yet. A chase happening here. Nova trying to go down. Baosu. He's not healing fast enough.
Lucky history, he just zooms away.
Yeah, they might be able to find Cozy. They don't have detection onto Zelly. Winter's Curse does stop that in the end, and Bowser actually does find a kill on Brawny. But Cozy does get away with his life, so it's a win for no BKB. Bowser does come out on top with 1 kill in that exchange.
That was so close. Bowser nearly died again. He was like half a second from dying, and then the Shadow Blade came off. And he's got a haste and just zoomed out.
Oh yeah, he's really counting his lucky stars there. And you can see just how much work that Venomancer does with the Spirit Vessel still. It really does tick away. So you've got to be cautious there. As you've got a smoke now from no BKB. So it's their turn to try to go hunting. They've got, well, not many of his belts up. But no arrow. Doesn't quite clip. Do spot that sentry being dropped right in front of him. And just be cautious. 32k lead for no BKB. Nice arrow onto Dire. Too far out to really maximize.
These multi-shot arrows are so good at sieging. You just keep chucking it like into the base, and if one lands, you can choose where to go or not. Like this, you land on Phoenix, you can like blink lands, you can burst them right there.
Oh yeah, it's a big
it's so scary now. This is where Miranda shines.
Yeah, just
he's got the double hex as well. The hex and the princess knife.
Yeah,
Miranda has a lot of utility.
Oh yeah, like we saw that in play a while ago. Just the control they got at the start was huge. So gotta be mindful of that if you are necessarily Fury. Looks like again they're just playing it safe. They are still behind despite winning out, and we've stalled out long enough that everyone's got buyback up and running except for Brawny and Explosive Fury. So there is that. Fury, they smoke up once more. They're getting tired of setting up in their base. They get arrow though. Xavier.
What?
2 arrows.
Like,
absolutely insane. How often do you see that? 2 out of 3 arrows at once. Just sick.
Oh. Look at them. It's just
Oh man.
it's just scary. You're already scared of this bouncy guy fucking insta-killing you. Now you gotta fucking dodge arrows along the way.
Yeah, there's no stopping it. But they are holding their high ground well. Not giving no BKB any opportunity to dive in. Just
Not just not even there. He's just like farming. What's he doing? Yeah, he's just looking for another tier 4. Nah, we're getting another hex. Like Cozy already has a hex. Miranda has a hex, a double hex, and now they're going for the Sanking hex.
yeah, just all the control to ensure that they get those kills off. I think that's a safe way to go about it. And they even got the Ags into the Blessing now for Sand King, just to ensure they've got that slot. So they're really just waiting out. Still, they catch out Inig. Winter Wyvern doesn't last too long. Does get the Force Staff off, and can he heal? Can he curse? No curse? Not yet. Curse down onto Brony. They let Nig live. What? They're still getting a chase down. Cozy trying to find a target. Nova getting bashed out by Baosu. Abyssal being blown. Hex as well. There's the egg being dropped. That's a sign to back off. They do clean up the back. Inig actually living true. They found Brawny. So, just a lack of dust. A lack of any form of
I think they
seeking.
dusted him, but was the item Magic Lamp purged it off, and he just blew it off.
Right. Okay, yeah, nah. That's rather unfortunate for the side of Fury, and now it's going to get a lot worse. Dire being controlled up. Hex upon hex upon hex. Not letting this guy cast any spells at all. He does manage to get the BKB off at last. Fury now just trying to stay alive. They do clean up Cozy and an egg in the back lines. But about to trying to find more. He gets the Abyssal off onto Dire. Can he get the cleanup? Being controlled up. Got silenced up as well. They got the stun. Merchant helping find those kills. Now Zelly, not in the spot he wants to be in. The disarms are starting to be annoying to deal with, but the hexes keeping him down. The arrow follow-up, the merchant stuns coming out, the bashes forcing all the buybacks out. They need to find these counter kills. Merchant drops low, but he gets the burrow out just in time. As Sincerely Fury, well, they hold on, but those were 2 buybacks being used up. No BKB, feeling pretty darn good about themselves. Like, those hexes are paying off, and they get to go into the Roshan with a refresh on the deck.
Oh man, that was a costly defense. Number 43, like never leave behind. It's quite insane. Like surely the game should be over, but for some reason the game's still going.
Oh yeah.
Is the Russian fight?
Yeah. No, they got the hexes
Oh,
off on
hex,
Kadar.
hex,
He's
hex.
gone. Die back on our Void Spirit, and now trying to find more. They're trying to get the control off. The egg is out in the back, trying to dissuade it. They can't quite close the gap. Zelly now turning around, getting the bashes off, getting the hexes off onto Zelly. Bao Su winning out in the end. That's another dieback from the side of Fury, and Fury trying to live true, but the hexes! Too many hexes! Fury's gonna go, oh, the stun from Merchant misses. Fury gonna live for now. Winter's Curse to live true. They do manage to burn Merchant out. They catch Nova. They're gonna find that kill on to Nova. Bao Su, there's the call out from Fury. Bao Su, 36 Agi in the end. My god. Whew. 60 to 35, 46k net worth lead for no BKB. And what a series to close off with. A draw coming out for no BKB and Explosive Fury. And you said this would be a close one. I don't think either of us expected it to be this close.
Yeah, I feel like I want to see the graph. I don't know what was happening. It's not that epic, but a couple frames here and there. It's just like the draft. Your draft's too slow, and look what happened. You got to run over. You executed one team quite poorly, and yeah, you just have to execute so well. And especially when in Australian Dota with these players, because of the skill difference between the new players and the old school players, you don't want to run stuff that's so hard to execute. At the end of the day, you need to have a good egg, you need to have a good echo, you need to spectre all, and then it's just so much. And then on the other team, they have a team of Invis heroes. How easy is that? Just run around Invis, look for people to kill.
Yeah, it was a lot of back and forth. It was a good showing from both sides. No BKB. They had some timing issues. You mentioned, like Cozy going for the Orchid first did slow them down, paid off in the end, and I think that's it. It's been a fantastic day of Dota. It is John Xfire, joined of course by TechWord. Thank you for dropping in last minute, and we will catch you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Peace.